Hello all dear friends, I Abhinav Negi welcome you all on BYJU'S Exam Prep Mechanical YouTube channel. Guys, in 2023, on 12th of February, we have the GATE examination for civil engineers that was conducted in two shifts, forenoon and afternoon. 1,04,792 students have registered for the GATE 2023, and all those students are fighting for the top 2000 seats in PSU and IIT MTech. Now, in this particular video, we all faculties of civil engineering will be discussing all those 65 questions of the forenoon shift with detailed solutions of all the questions. Here, first of all, let me tell you about the weightage of different subjects, difficulty level, highlights, MCQ, MSQ, NAT distribution. Then I will be solving the questions from strength of materials, geotechnical engineering and surveying. And then all the faculties will be coming for the rest of the questions. Now guys, if I tell you about the highlight of this GATE forenoon paper, then the paper was easy to moderate level. The total number of MSQ questions were 9, NAT questions were 22 and MCQ questions were 34. There were no question from PERT CPM, railway and airport. Even the weightage of fluid mechanics was not as high as it was expected, and particularly from steel, engineering mechanics and strength of material also, the questions were easy. As usual, again the highest weightage was from geotechnical engineering of 16 marks and environmental engineering of 13 marks. If I tell you about the individual subjects, then mathematics as expected was 13 marks, strength of material again 5 marks, hydrology 5 marks, engineering mechanics 2 marks, geotechnical was again the highest 16 marks, and surveying 4, building material 1, there was no question from PERT CPM, steel structure was 3 marks, irrigation was 1, highway engineering 6 marks, open channel flow was 5 marks, environmental 13, fluid mechanics 2. You can see that fluid mechanics was coming of 2 marks with a high weightage subject with vast syllabus, and very small topic of open channel flow was of 5 marks. Aptitude was fixed 15 marks, concrete structures was 4 marks. Now if I see these subjects from the previous years, of course the mathematics will be of 13 marks. There is not considerable difference of each subjects with respect to the previous years. Apart from, you can see that again the geotechnical was highest and it was highest always. But yes, if we see the fluid mechanics part, then fluid mechanics part this year was very less in both the shifts, and as compared to previous year it was asked for 4 to 5 marks, but this year it was 2 and 0 in the respective shifts. Now let us go to each and every question one by one. Let me take the questions of strength of material first. This was the question asked in MCQ in 1 marks, and yes, it was very easy, and I guess that most of the students who have appeared in this examination and the students who will be appearing in the examination in upcoming years will be able to solve these type of questions. A figure was given and it was asked that what is the maximum stress in this particular bar. This is 50 kilonewton, and here the forces are 100 kilonewton and 100 kilonewton, and the reaction of course for making it balance will be 250 kilonewton. Now let me take this as bar 1 and let me take this as bar 2. First of all, let me find out the stress in bar 1 here. So sigma 1 will be the forces. The forces here is 50 kilonewton. It is asked in Newton per mm square, so 50 kilonewton to make it Newton. The cross section area is, each bar has a square cross section, so it will be the cross section area is 50 mm. So 50 into 50. So sigma 1 will be 20 Newton per mm square. Now, let me go into the bar 2. So stress in bar 2, if you see from above it is 250, from below also it will be 250. So 250 kilonewton, in Newton it will be 1000 and area will be 100 into 100. 100 into 100. If you solve this, the value you will be getting as 25 Newton per mm square. So here in bar 2 it is 25 and all over the bar it will be 25 because it is weightless, and of course the area is also same. Here in the whole bar 1 area is same, so stress will be 20. So maximum is 25 Newton per mm square. Very easy and most of the students have done it. And the students who will be giving the examination in future will also be able to do such questions very easily. Now, let me consider question 2. It was MSQ. It was asked in 2 marks. Although it was MSQ, it was asked in 2 marks. But I again consider this in an easy level question. Now, here the beam is given and 2 movements. These are not torques. These are the movements. Okay, one movement was anti-clockwise, one movement was clockwise, and it is asked that if the support reactions are 0, guys, if I consider this as A and B, RA and RB, this is RA and that is RB, so summation of Fy has to be 0 to be in equilibrium, so RA plus RB equal to 0. Of course, summation of movement about any point to be 0. Let me take about B. So RA into 3L clockwise, okay, one is my anti-clockwise, one is M, it will be 0. From here RA is equal to 0. From this equation RA is equal to 0. If you put RA equal to 0, RB is again 0. So here what we got, that support reactions are 0. So A option is correct, but it is MSQ. We have to go for the other options as well. Now, shear force is 0 everywhere since there is no force. So either you cut section here, 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 left hand side and right hand side, both forces are 0. So shear force will be 0. Bending moment is not 0 because shear force diagram will be like this 0. But when you will be drawing the BMD, here it is 0, but here is an anti-clockwise movement. Bending moment diagram will fall. Then clockwise movement, it will be jumping. So bending moment diagram will not be 0. And since here it is the bending moment, so of course deflection will be coming from any of the methods you can find it. So deflection will be coming here in this portion. So deflection is also not 0. So correct options will be A and B. Okay, of course in MSQ questions, there is no negative marking, but +2 you will be only getting when it is fully correct. Even the partially correct will also be treated as incorrect and you will be awarded 0 marks there. So A and B both has to be ticked. Not alone A, not alone B. Then only you will be getting the +2 marks. Again, strength of material, it was little tricky one. This particular question is tricky one and might be some of the students who are doing this question first time in the examination are not able to solve this. Okay, let me try this question for you. Everyone, this is the figure. Now, let this be X. Okay, now if I consider this body as like this, here sigma X is unknown, but if this is X, this is Y and sigma Y is known. So sigma Y is 6 Newton per mm square. Okay, and shear stress tau xy is also known. Tau xy is 3. In this plane, the shear stress will be tau xy. So tau xy is equal to 3. This will not, 4 will not be tau xy because it is not in xy plane. It is in some x dash plane. This is in some x dash plane. Now, we all know that sigma x dash is sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 cos 2 theta plus tau xy sin 2 theta. And theta here in this is 45 degree because this is 45. So these two lines are parallel. So again, if these two lines are parallel and this is 45 degree, so of course from the parallel line concept, this is again to be 45 degree. These two are line are parallel. So this is like this. Okay. So this is 45. So this is 45. Okay. This angle will again be 45 degree. And this whole angle is 180. So if you simplify this, you will be getting if I draw perpendicular from it, so this will be 45, and again vertically opposite angle, so it will be 45 anyhow. From any means you can go. Now in 45 degree cos 290 will be 0. Sigma x dash in 45 degree plane, what is the stress? 5. This is 5, and sigma x plus sigma y you already know that sigma x you have to find out. Sigma y is 6 by 2, cos 90 will be 0, and sin 90, sin 45 into sin 90, sin 90 is 1, and tau xy is 3. Tau xy here you are getting as 3. Can you let me know that what option you get as sigma x here? What is the sigma x you got it here? Please let me know, everybody, on the comment section. So here if you multiply this by 2, so this is 10, this is sigma x plus 6 plus 6. Okay, so from here sigma x value you got it as minus 2. Sigma minus 2, again Newton per mm square. So sigma x value you got it minus 2. Now you can draw or apply the formula of principal stresses. Sigma 1 slash sigma 2 is sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus minus sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau xy whole square. Putting the value of sigma x as minus 2, putting the value of sigma y as 6, putting the value of tau xy as 3, because in xy plane the shear stress is 3, not the 4. So you will be getting from here the sigma 1 as 7 and sigma 2 you will be getting, I have already done so that the time is not wasted in the calculation, minus 3. So bigger magnitude will be 7 and answer will be 7. And the range of such questions where you get a definite answer and there is no ambiguity in the calculation, you don't have to go in the decimal places. So range of such questions will be 7 to 7, not 7 to 7.1 or 6.9 to 7.1. So range of such questions where the calculations are not complex and you will be getting the correct value. So range of by the IIT Kanpur is also 7. Okay. Now let me go to the next question. From strength of materials only 3 questions were asked. 2 plus 2 plus 1. MCQ of 1 marks, 1 MSQ of 2 marks, and 1 NAT of 2 marks, total 5 marks. And out of this last problem, which I keep as moderate or little tricky one, other 2 problems, most of the students have done it. Now, let me go with the soil mechanics. This question was 1 marks and everybody from the SE is equal to WG formula. Okay, degree of saturation with the water content is this. So, degree of saturation is 0.5 into E, water content is 0.15 and G is 2.6. So, I guess everybody with a single step will get the answer as 0.78, the void ratio. Now, let me go to the question number 5. Here, there is a lot of ambiguity. Lot of ambiguity in this question. Now, let me solve this for all of you. Please see. Lot of ambiguity in option A and option B, and I will be giving you the foolproof solution. Why the question should not be challenged and everything. Because at present, when I am making the video, the response key, that is the question paper, is out. The answer key is out. Still the challenge answer key is still not out. But yes, let me tell you, give everything with the 100% proof. Here there are 9 piles arranged in a square fashion. There are 9 piles arranged in the square fashion. Okay, piles generally are used in the square pattern. Suppose diameter is D and spacing is S. Center to center spacing is S. Okay, the center to center spacing is S and diameter is D. So, of course, this whole length will be 2S plus D. Okay, now what is the correct application that the efficiency is given by group capacity into N times of single capacity of pile. Since it is a friction pile, it is used here. So, only while calculating the capacity, you will be taking only the friction part, not the point bearing part. So QF is given by K into sigma average into tan delta into A surface. And once the students think that this is the formula, the K and delta value depends on the type of material, and loose sand or dense sand, the type of material is not given here. So they think that they have to use the different one formula, converse formula, that also I'll be telling you. And from both of the approaches, the students are getting the different answer, and moreover, both options are here in the options. That is why the students are very ambiguous in this question. Now, let me tell you that efficiency is 60%, I guess, yes, 0.6. Now, group capacity is K into sigma average. So, top, the stress will be 0, bottom, it will be gamma L. So, it will be gamma L by 2. K, sigma average, tan delta into A surface. So, this is a pile. So, surface area, this is in 3D, na? So, 2S plus D into L. 2S plus D into L and 4 such surfaces upon N, 9 into QU of single pile. So, K, sigma average will be again gamma L by 2 tan delta into A surface. What is A surface of a single pile? Pi into D into L. And eventually, the K and delta is not required because they will be cancelling out. Even the other terms also, gamma and L other terms also. So, here, the only thing that is unknown is spacing. Okay, the unknown thing that is here is spacing, because diameter is also known, L is also known, and K and delta are cancelling, and from here you will be getting answer as 0.486, and IT has given only the answer 0.486 for this particular question. What many of the students has done for the same question, let me tell you, let me erase this. What they have done, they have used a converse formula, and that formula is 1 minus theta by 90. I'm very sorry, I'm not very good in remembering the formula. M into n minus 1, M into n minus 1 plus n into m minus 1 by m into n. Of course, m are the number of rows and n is the number of columns. Both are 3 and 3 because there are 9 piles. And from here, theta is equal to tan inverse d by s, diameter by spacing, d is known, eta is 60%, m is 3, n is 3. So this is known, m is 3, n is 3, theta will be find out. Once the theta will be find out, s is known, sorry, d is known, so s you can find out. From here the answer is coming 0.586 or something like this, 0.586. But let me tell you guys, when both the approaches, as earlier I told you, and this one is available, so rather than converse formula, the earlier one, the K sigma average into tan delta into A surface is more accurate. And once we have all data, because delta and K are cancelling there, so we should be using there. So this is the answer, and it is also given by IIT. That is the B option. I hope you got it, guys. Please subscribe the channel if you have not subscribed till now, and share this video with everyone. Now, let me go to the 6th problem. Yes, this is quite unexpected, and most of the students are not able to do this question. That is question number 6. See, if I consider this one part, so in this one part, what is happening? Vertical is very, very less. It is very near to ground. Very near to ground. So sigma h is more. And when sigma horizontal is more, so extension test is more, giving the better results. So this will be 1 will be Q. 1 will be Q. Guys, for a single soil, C and phi can be different for different testing. If you take a soil from your backyard, you do the dry direct shear test, it can give different values of C and phi. If you do triaxial CD test, it can give different values. For the same soil, if you do the triaxial unconfined test, it will give you different result. If you do the triaxial UU test, it will give the different result. So for the same soil, it will give the different results. So that test should be done that is simulating the field conditions. Okay, so here when sigma h is more and compared to sigma v, the extension test gives the actual results or similar results. Here the failure plane is perpendicular to that, and direct shear box test, the mold is like that, the failure is also like this. So here the direct shear test is more better for the second. And in third, guys, when this is the failure plane, then the better tests are triaxial compression test. So third it will be P. So better option will be A. Okay, yes, but I believe that a student might not be able to solve such questions directly if he has not done this earlier. Now, let us go to question number 7. It was asked in NAT 1 marks and everybody can do this. What is this question? In this particular question, they are asking the phi value. Okay, drain direct shear test was conducted on sandy soil. So we know that tau is equal to C plus sigma tan phi. As it is sandy soil, so C will be 0. What is the shear stress? Under a normal stress of 50, shear stress was 35. So 50 tan phi. One equation, one unknown, everybody can find this. From here, the phi value I have already calculated, so time is not wasted in calculations, 35 degree. And range was also given 35. So answer is 35 and range was also given to 35 to 35. This was question number 7. Now, let me go to question number 8. Incorrect was asked. This was MCQ in 2 marks. But as I am saying it, comparing it to the level of 2 marks, it was easy. So up to now, only the SOM question number 3 of that stress transformation looks difficult. Apart from that, everything is easy. Now, guys, the peak point, if I draw a density curve, here is gamma D and here is water content. Then for, guys, we get OMC when gamma D is maximum. So peak point of the compaction curves, the maximum drive, that is correct. And it is the optimum moisture content is again correct. It is very, very good if they write it as a clay soil instead of soil, then it is more better, because for sand the results are different, but yes, it is saying optimum moisture content, that is related to clay only. Now, with increase, suppose we increase that, this green one is more increasing with more compactive effort. This is E2, this is E1, and E2 is greater than E1. So when the compactive effort is increased, so of course when you are increasing with more effort, density will be more and it will be attained in less moisture content. So this is also correct. So maximum dry unit is more when increase in energy, and of course the water content required is lesser. Now this is the zero air void line, and practically how much you are compressed, how much you are Rajanikanth or a bodybuilder, out of the millions of voids, you will not be able to make it zero air void. Practically, theoretically you consider to be zero air void. So compaction curve will never be choosing crossing the zero air void line. Okay. So the right answer was D here. Now let me go to question number 9. Question number 9, you can consider it a soil also, but only the mathematics will be required here. Okay. It is saying that due to a point load P in a ground level, at a particular point which is Z below and R distance away, the stress due to Boson-Gue, the vertical stress, is 3P by 2 pi into Z cube upon R square plus Z square की power 5 by 2, and they are simply asking that R is the radial distance, Z is the depth, and they are asking that the variation is given like this. Then the value of sigma Z will be maximum under what condition? So of course for any function for maximum you will be doing what? D sigma Z by dz or dr is equal to 0. They are asking what is the locus of maximum sigma Z. So you have to differentiate. You have to differentiate for making it to be the maximum. For making it to be the maximum, the function will be 0. And once you differentiate, I am not going into the calculation, you can all do this. 3p by 2 pi is constant, only differentiating this by the quotient rule. you will be getting the expression as 3r square is equal to 2z square. 2z square. And from here, z is equal to root 3 by 2 into r. No, okay, directly root is not. Z square is equal to 3 by 2 into r square. 3 by 2 into r square. That is option number A for question number 9. I hope that you are getting this. Let me go to question number 10. This was a big question in the language, but if you solve it, it will not be as difficult. Okay, I have already solved all the questions, so that time is not wasted in calculation. Now, let me go into this. Question number 10 was MCQ 2 marks, a little bit lengthy, but yes, you can do it very easily. Now, a square footing of size 2.5 into 2.5, the square footing of size 2.5 into 2.5 was placed below ground level 1 meter. Okay. Now, cohesionless soil C will be 0. Considering that the water table is located at the base of the footing. So, water table is located somewhere here. Okay. Now, the below and above and below, the densities are 18 and 20. Here the gamma is 18. Here the gamma is 20. Gamma W is also given as 10 kilonewton per meter cube. Here. Okay. Now, the bearing NQ is given. NC is not given, of course, C is 0 now, so NC will be anyhow will be 0. And net ultimate bearing capacity was 1706. What is QNU? 1.3 CNC plus Q NQ minus 1 plus half B gamma N gamma. And as it is square, so we have to apply the square modification factor also. So here it will be 1 by 2 into 8 also, 0.4. So this will be 0 because cohesionless soil, it is written somewhere, cohesionless. So C will be 0. Now Q is the surcharge, above load it will be 18 into 1, NQ is given and is 58, 58 minus 1, 1 by 2 into 8 is 0.4, B is 2.5 into gamma. This third term is for the below soil, and when there is water we write the effective stress, that is 20 minus 10 will be 10 into N gamma. So here Q and U is given as 1706. From this expression, the N gamma value you are getting as 68. N gamma value you are getting as 68. Now, with this N gamma, you have to find out the ultimate bearing capacity of a plate. Now, what is happening? A plate load test was carried out with a circular plate. Now, the shape modification factor has to be applied accordingly. Of 30 centimeter dia, and it is same foundation. When the water table was located very below, now there is no water table, it is not in the influence zone. Using Terzaghi bearing capacity follow, what is the ultimate bearing capacity? Now it is asking QU. So CNC, the first term will be 0. 1.3 CNC, that first term will be 0. Okay, so this will be 0. Then it is Q into NQ. In second term, there is no modification factor. And for the third term, it is 0.3, it is circular. 0.3 B gamma into N gamma. I hope everybody is fine with this. Now, QU we have to find out. Q is the load. And in the plate load test, guys, when the plate is acting here, there is no load, there is no soil above. So, second term will also be 0 here. Second term will also be 0 here. I hope everybody is getting this. Third term will be 0.3. B is the diameter in this case, that is B. Gamma is, this is the third term. So, this soil, and there is no water now. So, 0.3 into 0.3 into gamma into N gamma. So, gamma will be 20 or 18 here. Gamma will be 20 or 18 here in this term. Everybody, please let me know. Everybody, come on, come on, come on. Guys, I hope you got it till here. That is 1.3 CNC. So, this will be 0. This will be 0. Q and Q. Q and Q. There is no load above. No surcharge load. So, it is 0. And guys, earlier the gamma may be 20 because it is saturated condition. Saturated is always more than gamma T. So here there is no water, so you have to take it 18. And gamma we have already defined. It is 68, and same soil we can apply. Same soil, so we can apply the same N gamma. Okay? Where it carried a circular plate in the same foundation. So N gamma we can use. From here the QU value you are getting as 110.6. That is the option number A. That is the option number A. I hope everybody got this. I hope everybody got this. Okay. Now, moving further, this was geotechnical. Again, it was geotechnical. 11th one. 11th question. So again, guys, you have to apply the simple formula of factor of safety. Okay. And it is asked the failure plane, so factor of safety will be 1. So as we have derived many times in the class also, factor of safety is equal to C plus gamma T into Z into cos square beta into tan phi. Cos square beta, beta is the slope angle, upon gamma T Z cos beta into sin beta, and factor of safety you have to put it 1 because they want the failure. Phi is 25 and beta, C is this, beta is, where is the beta? Inclination is 35. This is gamma. So you can, this one equation, one unknown, everybody can find this, and the value of the depth was 5.03. Value was 5.03, and let me tell you the range given by IIT Kanpur. Let me tell you the range for this question because it includes some complex terms. So 4.8 to 5.2. So easily, if you are doing it correct, so you will be in the range. Okay. Now 12th question, again easy one. Guys, it is not like that every question I am saying is, even if earlier some question was tricky, I told you that the which triaxial test has to be find out. That was also tricky, that I told you. Now let me to tell you the question number 12. Smooth vertical retaining wall was there as shown in the figure. According to Rankine's earth pressure theory, the lateral active earth pressure at the base it is asked. So first of all, let me find out the value of Ka, that is 1 minus sin phi upon 1 plus sin phi. So here, which phi will be taking, 25 or whatever? Tell me. Guys, since it is asked at base, so here the stress will be Ka into sigma V of this zone only. So that is 25. So 1 minus 25 upon 1 plus sin 25, and this Ka value comes to be 0.406. 0.406. Now what is the horizontal stress at the base? That is Ka into sigma V minus 2C root Ka. Of course, we are finding at the base, so we will be applying the Ka accordingly. So Ka is 0.406. Vertical stress here will be 20 plus 18 into 3, that is 54, plus 19 into 4, minus 2C. What is C here? 20 and root 0.406. I hope this easily, this you can get in 1 marks also. So from here, the value you are getting 2 into this C is how much? 40 or 20? C here is 20. Okay, so for value from here, sigma horizontal you will be getting as 35.4. 35.4 kilonewton per meter square. NET type problem. Let me check the range also. So range was 34 to 37. So enough range. 34 to 37 is the range given by IIT. So it's enough. If your concepts are correct, you will be always in this range. Range by IIT Kanpur. Okay. Now, let me go to the 13th question. Yes, now you will be finding some tricky question here. This I expect that some of you might not be able to do this. A vertical trench is excavated here. This is excavated like this. Okay. Now, surcharge load was 30. So, surcharge load was 30. Q is equal to 30 here. Now a fluid of unit weight 12 is also applied in the trench. I guess this is a very confusing statement because might be many of you have not done this. Let me tell you the physical significance of this line. Usually what happens as we go downward, so horizontal stress increases. If we are having the figure something like this, so horizontal stress increases. So due to is increased horizontal stress at the bottom, so this may collapse like this. This may collapse like this because here the stresses are more. Here the stresses are more. So it may collapse like this. So it might not collapse. So due to this, it is filled with some liquid inside. A fluid of this much unit weight is poured into the trench. This is the poured into the trench. Of density how much? 12 kilonewton per meter cube. 12 kilonewton per meter cube. How this is helping? Because now the stresses due to this are like this. More stress at the bottom, and here also the more stress at the bottom, so they will be counteracting each other. They will be counteracting each other. Okay, from soil also the more stress here, and water is also applying the whole stress here, so they are counteracting, so it will not be able to collapse easily now. Now, the phi value is given. What is the maximum depth of unsupported? So it is not failing. Okay. The value of the saturated unit weight is 18 and the cohesion value, undrained cohesion value is 20. Surcharge load was 30 and unsupported length is asked. And it is clay? Yes. So phi will be 0 and Ka will be 1. Now, sigma H is equal to Ka into sigma V minus 2C root Ka as usual. Now, due to this also there will be a stress in opposite direction also. Okay, so it will be plus gamma Z, that is 12 into Z. Okay, Z I am counting from here. I hope that everybody get this expression. Sigma H is equal to K into sigma V minus 2C root Ka. Okay, K into, sorry, K, this is here, so this is also in minus. This is also in minus. Why this minus? Because we assume this in plus direction. Okay, this horizontal stress in plus direction, so this will be minus. Okay, so it will be minus 12 into Z. Z is the depth. Z is the depth. Let me check my calculations also. So it is minus 12 Z. So sigma H is equal to Ka will be 1. Ka will be 1 because it is clay. So phi will be 0. So Z will be 30 plus, what is the gamma? Where is the gamma? 18. 18 to Z minus 2C. What is the value of C? 40. 40 minus 12Z. So at Z is equal to 0, if I put this Z is equal to 0, so this will be 0, this is 0. Sigma H is equal to minus 10. So once I make the figure like this, it is starting from 0 here, like this. It is minus 10 at the top. Now let me find out the value of Z naught, where it is becoming 0. So sigma H is 0 is equal to 13 plus 18 Z naught minus 40 minus 12 Z naught. So value of Z naught from here is, I guess, 1.66. Z naught is 1.66. Please check the value of Z naught from here where it is becoming 0, the 1.66, yes. Now we want to find out what is the maximum depth of unsupported. Unsupported means this is here, this is minus, this is plus. So whatever the force here and force here are balancing each other, and once this negative force and this positive force are equal, that means net force is 0, and up to that depth we can excavate. Up to that depth we can excavate. This negative one and this positive one, when they are equal, this negative force here, half stress into area, half, what is the stress here? 10, here 0. So half 10 by 2 into area, that is area is Z naught into 1, and this positive force are equal, then it will be 1. So that once you calculate, you will be getting double of this. It is double of this, equating the two forces of minus and plus, and that value you are getting as 3.33 meter. 3.33 meter. Let me check the NAT range given. NAT range was given 3.3 to 3.5. As per IIT, they have given this range 3.30 to 3.35. This is the range given by IIT. Now 14th question, up to here the questions were soil mechanics. Yes, as far as soil mechanics is considered, the two questions, that fluid questions were, many of the students might not be able to, that this concept is not clicked, that you have to apply minus 12z here. You have to apply here minus 12z. This might not be, you are able to click in the examination, and also that failure plane also, which test was there, direct shear or extension test or compression test. Apart from that, everything is smooth. And that is why the 100 out of 100 nobody got till now, na? Might be some of students will be getting in the coming future and will be very happy. 80, more than 75 marks, guys, your rank is under 300 range. More than 65 marks you will be getting a IIT. More than 76, 77 marks this time, because the number of PSUs are more, will be getting PSU also. Okay, see, if both the angles, correction is applied 30 seconds. So this will be 56 degree, 30 minutes, and this will be 303 degree, 30 minutes. Okay, now if you plus them, 359, 303 plus 56, 359, and 30 and 30 is 360. If you plus them, it will be 360. Okay, then it is exactly matching. Then it is exactly matching with the values. Okay, so then the value will be 360 by 2 minus the 180 value, it will be 0. So after correcting it by plus 30, making both the angles 30 more, this 30 more, this 30 more, then averaging it, then it will be having no error. By doing the plus 30, this will be this will be this, adding them, divide by 2, will be getting then 0. Okay. Now 15th question was again little bit unexpected in surveying. Surveying, here we find two questions, three questions total on, out of which two are unexpected. It is DPI, it is dot per inch, not per inch square. So earlier it was 10 inch into 10 inch, and then it is converted to 600 dots per inch. What is the percent rejected number of pixel when it is scanned at 300 DPI? Again it is 600 to 300. So see, how many number of dots initially? 600 per inch. So in 10 inch it will be 600 into 10. Here also number of dots will be per inch, it is 600. Per inch it is 600. So in 10 inches it will be 600 into 10. So here also it is 600 into 10. So total number of dots will be this. 600 into 10 here, 600 into 10 here, number of dots here. Now the number of dots will be 300 into 10 here and 310 into here. So total number of dots will be this, divided by this one, 600, this is just aptitude. So this will be 75%. This will be 75%. Now let us go to the last question, where the students face a lot of problems due to very complex calculations, and not only the complex calculation, but here what students face the problem, that the question was, or this range was also very less. The range given by the IIT in this particular question was very less. So student faced the difficulty. Range given was 137.5. Range given was 137.5 to 137.7. This was the last question in the master, as per the master question. So what is happening here, that trigonometric leveling was stationed at P and Q to find the reduced level of the top of a hillcock. This is a hillcock and we have to find the top elevation. Okay, distance from P and Q is 55. So here is somewhere P, here is somewhere Q, and the distance between them is 55. Let this distance be D. Okay, and here was a benchmark, and benchmark elevation was 100.000. Benchmark, where is the benchmark? The distance from P and Q is this, and The trigonometry leveling was carried out at two station P and Q, reduced level of the top of a hillcock as shown in the table. The distance between the P and Q is 55. Station P and Q on the hillcock are in the same vertical plane. Okay. The RL of the top of the hillcock has to be find out, and the benchmark are, this is the staff, and from here, from station P, the angle is 18 degree 45 minute. So this must be P here. This must be P here and this must be Q here. So from P, the angle is 18 degree 45 minute. P will be higher because the value is 2.340 and this is 18 degree 45 minutes. Okay. And from here, that is Q, it is 1.660 and the angle of elevation was 12 degree 45 minute. Simple leveling or trigonometric leveling has to be applied here. Now, in this blue triangle, if you see, then tan 18 degree 45 minute is perpendicular. Let this distance be x. So, x by base, that is x by d. And in this orange triangle, tan 12 degree 45 minute, perpendicular is x plus this value. X plus this value, that is 2.340 minus 1.660 upon base, that is 55 plus d. Two equations, two unknown. Two equations, two unknown. From here you can find out the value of x. Two equations, two unknown. One is this blue triangle, one is orange triangle. Once you find out the value of x, then RL of t is equal to RL of benchmark 100 plus go here 2.340. Once you reach here, then plus x, and the value is this. In this problem, some students have challenged also, still the challenge answer key is not here. Not challenging on the basis of concept, but challenging on the basis of very short range is available by IIT Kanpur. So apart from all the questions in set 1, this is the question where the range has to be little bit wider, because it is not very easy calculations. So different person can get different values. Now one question was from building material also. In the concrete mix design, with increase in water content, what happens? The porosity increases. With increase in water content, the porosity increases, and as the porosity increases in any cement water, then what happens? The compressive strength decreases due to larger voids, due to more voids, and workability increases. Okay. So these were the questions from strength of materials, geotechnical engineering, surveying and building material in paper 1 in forenoon session. And now from the next question, that is question number 18, I welcome Richa ma'am for taking her subjects and the next questions. Thank you guys. Please like and share the session and subscribe the channel and stay tuned for more such videos. Thank you, all the best. Now I hand over the stage to Richa ma'am. Thank you.
Hello everyone. So thank you Abhinav sir, and we'll be continuing further regarding the forenoon session analysis for my subjects. So let's be quick. I guess you have already known the weightage part, but if you haven't, let's have a quick glance at it. Okay. So the overall difficulty level, the MSQ weightage, NAT weightage, MCQ weightage, all this is mentioned. Next, coming further is the 1 marks questions, number 2 marks, all this is mentioned. Further coming, you can see this pie chart and you can see the percentage of geotechnical engineering, structure analysis and all. Okay, geotechnical engineering and environmental has not disappointed us, but the one which surprised us was open channel flow. Okay. Next, coming further, because 3 questions from open channel flow and hardly 1 question from fluid mechanics, it was like studying fluid mechanics for a larger period, but the number of marks which was obtained or the questions which come were disappointing. So you can, if you want to compare, you can see the 2023 marks of these subjects with respect to 2022 and 2021. Okay, further coming, the remaining subjects also you can have a look at it. Now, further, let's start from my subjects. So I'll be taking environmental engineering, hydrology, environmental engineering and open channel flow. So let's be quick. So I'll take out the slides from Okay, got that. Fine. So this was the question. Ordinates of 1 hour unit hydrograph is given to you, and this was a very good question with simple logic. So ordinates of 1 hour unit hydrograph is given to you. Using the principle of superposition, you have to derive a d hour unit hydrograph, okay, for the catchment which was derived, okay. But that, so you will say, ma'am, what is that d? D is the duration. So ma'am, how much is the duration? That you have to find it out. Okay, so the ordinates of the d hour unit hydrograph was obtained, and it is told that you have to lag it, do it whatsoever you want, but it has told you the condition that when time will be 1 hour, the ordinate will be 3 meter cube per second, and when time will be 2 hours, the ordinate will be 10 meter cube per second. Now you do your permutation combinations, but calculate and tell us. So now we'll also try to do it. Okay, so we'll try to do this. Okay, so I'm doing it in freehand now. So this is a color pen to blue black. You take white also, no? Time on one side and then the ordinate. So let me go back first. Time varies from 0 to 7. Let's be quick also. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the time in hour. Next, coming to the ordinates, 0, 9, 21, 18. 21, 18, 12, 5, 2, 0. 12, 5, 2, 0. So these are the ordinates in meter cube per second. Okay, these are the ordinates of 1 hour unit hydrograph. Now you don't know how much to lag. You have to do method of superposition, but how much you have to lag, that is not been told to you. So what I can do is, I have to take hit and trial method also. So what I'll do, I'll lag it by 1 hour. So I'll lag by 1 hour. Right, copy paste the things. 21, 18, 12, 5, 2, 0. Now what I'll do, I'll lag it by, or if you want, if you add both of this, you will get 2 hour direct run of hydrograph with n is equal to 2 centimeter. Check it out at what durations it has told you at 1 hour and 2 hour. Check it out whether you are getting the respective ordinates or not. If you are not, you have to lag it on again. So I'll write lag by another 1 hour. So okay, so 1 hour, lagged by 1 hour, then again lagged by 1 hour. So if you will add 1, 2, 3. So if you add all these 3, you will be getting 3 hour direct run of hydrograph with n value as 3 centimeter. So you don't have to do addition for all. What is required at 1 hour and at 2 hours? Do that only. So at 1 hour it will be 9 and at 2 hours it will be 30. But in the question it is asking me d hour unit hydrograph. So I want, instead of DRH, I want unit hydrograph. So what I'll do is 3 hour unit hydrograph will be 3 hour DRH divided by 3. So 9 divided by 3 will be 3 meter cube per second and 30 divided by 3 will be 10 meter cube per second. So I'm getting the values correct, that is 3 meter cube per second at 1 hour and 10 meter cube per second at 2 hours. So what will be the one? What will be the D? D will be what? 3. Why? Because this value you got when you lag the 1 hour unit hydrograph for getting 3 hour of unit hydrograph. so that the ordinates at t is equal to 1 will be 3 meter cube per second, and at t is equal to 2 it will be 10 meter cube per second. Okay, so this was a question. I personally like this question. This was a good question. Okay, coming up further. Now, oh my god, this question I will say excellent. You know what? I'll tell you one thing. Students have reported, see, I was confused when this paper came. So some people were saying, ma'am, W index was asked, some were saying it's phi index was asked. So I calculated just W index at that time. And you know what, in this question, phi index was asked. If phi index is asked, many students reported the value of W index as phi index only, which was wrong. Now, obviously, I told you whenever such questions comes, whenever in the form of flowchart comes and it is asking you phi index, first you have to calculate W index. That's obvious. So first we'll be calculating W index. But for calculating W index, what do you know? W index is equal to average infiltration rate over the entire storm period. So this will be P minus R by. Okay. Now what is given to us? Anything is given to us in the question. Runoff depth is given to us as 100 mm. Time is given to us as 12 hours. Precipitation you have to calculate because the graph of rainfall intensity and time is given. So we'll calculate the precipitation. What it will be? Half sum of parallel sides. Sum of parallel sides, this is 12, and this one will be 6 minus 4, that is 2. Into distance between them is 20. So how much it will become? 10. 140. Okay. So from here 140 mm. So this will be becoming how much? 140 minus 100, that is 40 divided by 12. This will come out to be 3.33 mm per hour. So this will be somewhat here. This will be the W index. Now in the question it is not asking me W index. In the question it is asking me phi index. And you know, phi index, it will take only those infiltration, that precipitation which produces runoff. So corresponding to that only infiltration is taken in the case of phi index. So, you know, phi index is precipitation which produces runoff. So, if you see the formula for it, I'll write it here. Phi index formula. PE minus R divided by T. So, P is the precipitation which produces runoff. TE is that duration of rainfall axis. Rainfall axis is that portion of rainfall which produces runoff. So I have to calculate P, I have to calculate T. So firstly, I want to know, see, I'll take another color pen first. This portion is also the one which is not taken into account. See, this is the infiltration and this is the runoff. Okay, this portion, see, this portion is taken by W index, but this portion is not taken out. I have to subtract that also. This portion is not taken out. So firstly, I have to know the time. So we'll apply similar triangle concept. Okay, so what we will do is, this portion, I'll be applying first similar triangle for this one. 20 by 4. 20 by 4 is equal to 3.33, because here the value is 3.33 T1. So from here I will get T1. So how much we are getting T1? This will come out to be 0.66, or you can take it as 0.67. This value you will be getting. Similarly, I want to calculate T2. So again, I will apply similar triangles. So similar triangles I'll apply here. So this will be how much? 20 by 6 is equal to 3.33 by T2. So again, into 6 divided by 20. Correct? Anything we have done wrong or what? Just check it out. Where 20, this triangle, this is the triangle, 6 is equal to 3.33 divided by T2. So just calculate. So it comes out to be 0.9. Okay, it is coming out to be 0.9. Now what we have to do is, now if we go further, I'll take T2 as 0.99 first. I'll do it from this calculator. 0.99 hour. So ma'am, you will say, ma'am, you got the time, now what do you need further? You got the time. So guys, we have to subtract from the total time. You have to calculate P, you have to calculate T. दोनों आपको calculate करना पड़ेगा. P, which that precipitation which produces runoff. This is the precipitation which is producing runoff. Okay, this top position, this is the runoff. This is infiltration. This and this were also included in W index, but this will not be included in the case of, you have to subtract it for phi index. Okay, so moving next, we have to calculate PE, that precipitation. So total precipitation was how much? 140 mm. So you have to subtract these two. Half base into height. Base is 0.67 into 3.33. And again this one is how much? Half, you will be getting how much? 0.99. Okay, but this case, will you be taking 0.99 only? Tell me. That is again a question. Will you be taking 0.9? Tell me fast. By the time I'll do the calculation with my virtual calcing mobile. Will you be taking 0.99 only? Of course. Why? Why you will be taking 0.99? Because this whole portion is 0.99. I'm telling you all the mistakes. ये पूरा 0.99 है भाई, यहाँ से यहाँ तक. ठीक है, तो उसके बाद यहाँ पर भी पूरे की बात की गई है भाई. Okay, so that is the reason. So you will be taking 0.9. What happened? 0.9. पास चला गया क्या? I'll write it here. Clear? So let's solve it. Let's solve it. 140 minus, here it will be half into 0.67 into 3.33 half into 3.33 into 0.99. Okay, so it will come out to be 137.2361. This will be the precipitation. So now apply the phi index. Phi index is that precipitation which produces runoff. So this is 137.2361 minus, what was the runoff? It was 100 mm. Now let me check it out again. So that to avoid 100 mm. 100 mm, and the duration of rainfall axis, it is 12 hours. So in 12 hours you have to subtract how much? 0.67 hour and 0.99. So this will give you the phi index in mm per hour. That's it. So let's solve this. Minus 100. Okay, so this will come out to be 3.6 mm per hour. 3.6011 it is coming, so this will be the answer. Good question. Since I was explaining, it is taking time, but otherwise you know this question is very simple. Okay, so come on. Now moving to the next questions without wasting time. Oh, this question was damn easy. Simple formula based question, nothing you have to do. What is given to you? In Horton's equation fitted to the infiltration data. Okay, what is given to you? Initial infiltration capacity, which is always more. It is given to you as 10 mm per hour. So initial it is given to you, F naught is given to you as 10 mm per hour, or you can write it as Fi, whatsoever denotation you take, that's up to you. And final infiltration rate is 5 mm per hour. So final, that is FF, or you can take it as FC, is 5 mm per hour, and exponential decay constant K is given to you as 0.5 per hour. Just check it out. This is important. Sometimes they write it in per minute, per day, so you have to have a check on it. Now, assuming that infiltration takes place at capacity rates, you know that you can apply Horton's equations only in the case where intensity of rainfall is greater than or equal to infiltration capacity. The total infiltration rate for a duration of 12 hours will be. So since it is asking you cumulative, what you have to do? You have to integrate. So in one line, we'll do it 0 to 12 FC plus F naught minus FC e to the power minus KHT. So what is FC? FC is how much? This is 5. 10 minus 5 is 5 e to the power minus 0.5 t. So this will be 5. Integration of dt will be t, 0 to 12 plus 5 0 to 12. So that's it. 5, 12 minus 0, come on, 12 fives will become 60. 12 fives are 60. We have to calculate this. 5 divided by minus 0.5 e to the power 0.5 into 12. 60. So approximately it will come out to be 69.97 mm. Okay, round off to one decimal place. So 69.97, you can take it out. Generally, it is approximately to 70 mm only. Okay, so this was the question. This question was very simple. You just have to apply the formula. Nothing great. However, that question was good. Which one? The phi index one. Okay. Now you can have you can prepare it that they have asked trapezium. Next time they can ask triangle. They can ask any other shapes as well. So the concept you should remember it. Okay. Now, when a supercritical stream enters a mild slope channel section, supercritical stream means when depth of flow is greater than the or less than the. Supercritical means when the depth of flow is less than the critical depth. Is it? Okay. And subcritical is when depth of flow is more than the critical depth. So supercritical condition will occur when steep slope will be there. How come? Let's check it out. If a steep slope is there, this will be NDL, this will be CDL. Okay, enters a mild sloped channel. This is like a break in grade, you can say, a mild slope channel. So when you will get supercritical stream, this is YC. So you will get it when the depth of flow is in zone 3. So when it is moving from here, here the supercritical stream will be there because the depth will be less than the critical depth. It is entering into a, so this is the zone 3, going. It is entering into a mild slope channel. So don't you think this is the condition of M3? Instead of this, you can have a sluice gate also. So you can see the water flows, and here it will form an M3 flow profile. And after that, you know, well in advance, it forms a hydraulic jump as well. So that's the condition, because here hydraulic jump is not given to you. But when it goes from the steep slope, from the S3 flow profile, and it goes towards mild slope channel, you know that initially there is a small rapidly varied flow condition, and then you get M3 flow profile. So M3 will be the correct answer. Okay. Next question. This question, I won't do the calculations. This is purely based on logic, and within 2 minutes at max you will get the answer. How? I'll tell you. These are given just, it's like a trap so that you have to do calculations which is not at all required. How come? Let's check it out. A very wide rectangular channel is given to you. Discharge per unit per meter width is also given to you. Now bed slope is changing. Initially it was 0.0001. Then it changed to 0.0009, and they're asking you what is the flow profile in short. Now, You know, while making the flow profile, the first rule which is being told to you is lesser the slope, more will be the normal depth and vice versa. So if the slope is less, depth will be more. And you can check it out by yourself, common sense. If this is the slope, more depth will be there. If I increase the slope, lesser depth will be there above it. So guys, here, if you can have a look at it, the slope is less. So the normal depth will be more. So NDL will be somewhere here. Here, the slope is more. So the normal depth will be. So ma'am, what do you want to stay from here? Normal depth is changing. Critical depth remains same independent of the type of slope. So what will happen? This is critical depth. This I will draw it little so that clarity can be there. Here I'll take it. So this is NDL, this is CDL. Purely based on common sense. Slope less, more the normal depth. Slope more, lesser the normal depth. Critical depth is independent of the bed slope, so it's like that. Now you tell me what it is there. Now you tell me what you can see it here. NDL is above CDL, so this will be mild slope. CDL is above NDL, this will be steep slope. So NDL should meet NDL. How you will proceed? I always make dot 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 dot. It should proceed from NDL. Here it will go because zone 2 is always a falling profile. So this is, then again zone 2 is the falling profile. So it goes and meets NDL. So can you see this is M2, S2? So M2 and S2. Based on simple logic, nothing else. Okay, come on. Moving further to the next question. Okay, this question was, you can say, slightly you have to apply brain. With 2 questions, I don't think if you have acquainted done questions, there was no issues regarding it. Here you have to slightly apply your brain. Let's check it out. A hydraulic jump occurs in a 1 meter wide. So what is given to you? 1 meter wide horizontal frictionless rectangular channel. That means whenever this word horizontal frictionless rectangular channel is given, that means you can apply Ballinger's momentum equation. So this is given to you. Pre-jump depth, that is supercritical depth, is given to you as 0.2 meter and post-jump depth is given to you as 1 meter. G value is given to you as 10 meter per second square. Then it is asking you the value, it has told you that the value of specific force at pre-jump and post-jump sections are same. So calculate the specific force. So I denoted by F, so I have to calculate this F. See, this is an NAT question, so make sure that you take the value of G as 10 meter per second square only. Now, for calculating F, what is specific force? You can write it as A Z bar plus Q square by GA, or some people, because this is the centroid from the free surface. Now, when you're talking about rectangular channel section, firstly, I have to know the discharge. Each and everything is given to me, width is given to me, depth is given to me, everything is given to me except the discharge. So for calculating discharge, you should know Ballinger's momentum equation. From that, before that we got a result. Y1, Y2, Y1 plus Y2. Okay, everything is given to me. 0.2 into 1 plus 2 Q square. G is how much? 10 meter per second square. Okay, so how much will be Q square coming first? Let us check it out. So this will be 2 into 0.2 into 10 divided by 2. So this will be 1.2. But I need discharge per unit. Width is given to me. I need only discharge. So you know that it is Q square B square is equal to 1.2. Width is 1 meter. So directly calculate discharge. This will come out to be 1.095 meter cube per second. Okay. 1.095. Correct? So this will be, have I divided by 2 also, no? See, calculation is something which as many times as possible check it out, because you never know when it becomes wrong. Yeah. So this is the discharge I got, everything else I know. See, specific force is same. I can calculate at pre-jump, I can calculate at post-jump, no issues. So I'll take it as BY1, Y1 by 2, because we have to take CG, rectangular channel section. CG is this one. If this is the whole Y1, Z bar will be Y1 by 2. Okay, plus Q square G B Y. So width is 1, so it doesn't matter here for us. 0.2 square by 2 plus Q square is how much? 1.095 square. G is 10, width is again 1, this is 0.2. Come on, calculate 0.2 square divided by 2 plus 1.095 square, 10 into 0.2. How much it will be coming? It will be coming 0.6195. This will be the, you will be getting what? The specific force. So you can round it off up to 2 decimal places. So you can take it as 0.62. This will be the answer. Okay, simple question only. Just calculations are there. That's it. Okay. Now talking about environmental engineering, what is told to us? That which of the following statements is true for greenhouse gas in the atmosphere? Let me tell you, the greenhouse gas, the very simple funda is there. I'll mention it here. Here, this is the Earth's surface of Earth, or I can, this is the Earth. So now what happens? The greenhouse gas which are there, the solar wavelength which is coming, here greenhouse gases are there present, trapped in the atmosphere. So now what will happen? Greenhouse gas will do what? The solar radiation which is there. I'll draw the sun also. So you don't laugh. I draw it like this only ever since my childhood. So what will happen? These solar radiations are there. So greenhouse gases which are dispersed in the atmosphere, what it will do? It will allow the solar radiation. So everywhere you will see it allows. Yeah, it doesn't absorbs, it allows firstly. So it allows the solar radiations, okay, but the wavelength is short. If you talk about the size, the wavelength is short. So short wavelength solar radiation is there. It will allow, the greenhouse gas will allow the wavelength, short wavelength, to pass through the atmosphere. So they will be passing to the atmosphere. But what they will do? They will absorb the long wavelength. Okay, they'll allow the short wavelength and they will absorb the long wavelength of the radiation which is coming from the Earth's surface. So solar radiation, short wavelength. Okay, its greenhouse gas will allow them. But the long wavelength, the radiations from the Earth's atmosphere, it will absorb that. So which one is get? Allows the incoming long wavelength? No. Long wavelength? No. Allows incoming short wavelength? Correct. To pass through the Earth's surface and absorb the long wavelength. Okay. So this is correct. Okay. Now, coming further to the next question. Okay, coming further to the next question. Let's talk about it further. So this one, come on. Identify the waterborne diseases caused by viral pathogens. This was an MSQ, guys. Let me tell you, this was an MSQ. So if you talk about the waterborne diseases caused by viral pathogens, so basically here you have two things. Let me tell you, cholera and typhoid fever. This is caused by bacteria. These both are caused by bacteria. So what is left? Poliomyelitis and infectious hepatitis. Both of these are related to virus. Okay. So simple. Next, coming further. Okay. This question was something which you can say that they have asked, and this was not, you can say, was there in the syllabus we have taught, but yeah, based on your logic, you can think of it. Come on, let's see. Which of the following statements are true for refuse derived fuel in the context of municipal solid waste management? What is refuse, beta? Basically the biodegradable waste which we'll be getting, we'll term that as refuse. Okay. Because if we are talking about energy, so we get it from basically the biodegradable portion. Okay, that's the reason when you see the rack pickers and all, they comes, or whenever you see that people are roaming asking for waste, they take things like paper and all, or metals and all. Okay, so now what happens here? Basic refuse derived fuel, it will be due to biodegradable waste. So just if you know this much, let's see how much you calculate. Inorganic fraction of municipal solid waste is mostly converted to RDF. No beta, how can inorganic fraction be converted? Organic fraction is converted. Okay, then higher heating value of the unprocessed municipal solid waste is higher than the higher heating value of RDF processed from the same MSW. No, no, it's not there. Vice versa, you can say it's not higher, it is lower. So this one is also wrong. This refuse derived fuel can be used in powdered form. That's by default true. You can use that in powdered form. Basically, not use, you can make it in the powdered form. You know that various processes are being also done, you know, shredding is done, you know, pulverization is done, we grind it, so that's more. And you know that organic portion, you just stir it, or cutting action, grinding action is there. So the larger particles, you make it in smaller particles, and even in powdered form. Okay, so it is made in powdered form, correct. RDF cannot be used in conjunction with oil. This is something which is, you can say, ambiguity is there slightly. In some research papers, they say that it can be used with conjunction with oil, and somewhere it is said that it cannot be used. The cannot be used, the reason more appropriate can be here, the basically oil is also there, specifically during the rainy season. The refuse and oils mixture can be there, so there are chances that they can be used. Okay, so that is the reason here word cannot is there, which is incorrect. It can be used. So what will be the answer? B will be the answer for this. Okay, next coming further. Okay, now talking about match the following. Here what is there? Reverse osmosis, trickling filter, coagulation, adsorption. What everybody did? Everybody know that trickling filter, it is related to ponding. Coagulation, if you talk about, coagulation is charge neutralization, because the particles which are there are stable in nature. So when you add chemicals, when you add coagulants, you do the destabilization of the charged particles. So this will be Q is 1 and R is not given. Oh, R is charge neutralization. Okay. Then we have two more things left, that is reverse osmosis and adsorption. When you talk about adsorption, it is related to Freundlich isotherm. Okay, so this will be isotherm. And when you talk about reverse osmosis, this is for concentration polarization. So, P, which one will be the right one? Q is 1, R is 4, and P is 3. P is 3, Q is 1, and R is 4. So this will be the correct one. Okay, so as simple as that. Now talking about next thing, talking about the next question. Okay, so here you have to, again, this was an MSQ which was asked, again the ones which you haven't studied. What is that? It is asking you the true statements regarding maximum mixing depth. So let me tell you, when you talk about Dmax, what do you understand by it? They have already mentioned, it means the maximum mixing depth. Now what is asking you, it is an MSQ. Dmax is always equal to the height of the layer of unstable air. See, this word always is written, so this will be wrong. It is there, but it's not always. Next, coming further, a ventilation coefficient depends upon Dmax. Yes, ventilation coefficient depends upon the maximum mixing depth. Okay, generally you have the habit of saying maximum mixing depth. Instead of maximum mixing depth, they have written in short as Dmax. Now, let me tell you, when you talk about mixing depth, it is a measure. Now, measure of what? Measure of what? It is the measure of the rate of air exchange between indoor and outdoor. Okay, so generally these concepts are something which is, I know it's not there in your syllabus till now, but yeah, so it's the rate of air exchange between indoor and outdoor environments, which is the ventilation coefficient. But it depends upon the rate of air exchange between indoor and outdoor environments. Okay, so ventilation coefficient depends on Dmax. A smaller Dmax will have a smaller air pollution potential. Very wrong. If the mixing depth is less, larger pollutants will be there. So this is wrong. This is basic. If lesser mixing depth will be there, so the larger pollutants will be there near to the atmosphere. Okay, vertical dispersion of pollutant occurs up to Dmax. Yes, when you talk about a vertical dispersion, vertical rising of the pollutants will take place. So this is correct. Okay, fine. Now this is okay. Now coming to the next question. So here what is given to you? Here moisture content of the waste is given to you. Energy content it is asking you on dry weight basis. Fine. So here what is given to you? Percentage by mass is given to you and energy content is given to you. Just check it out. 20, 50, 100 it is coming. Just have a check. 100 it is coming. So I'll take it as 100 kg. So this will become 20 kg, 45 kg, 5 kg, 10 kg and 20 kg. I have to calculate the energy content on dry basis. So for if 1 kg, 4.5 is the energy content. For 20 kg, how much it will be there? I'm doing it in this only. 4.5 into 20. 45, 5, 10, 20. So I'll calculate it. Total value comes out to be 1360 megajoule. Okay. Now it is asking me what? It is asking me the energy content on dry weight basis. So the total energy is 1360 divided by 100 minus moisture content. Moisture content is 26%. That's it. So let us solve it. 1360 divided by 100 minus 26. So this will come out to be how much? 18.37 megajoule per kg. Clear? So this was the simple question which can be asked. So we have dealt these questions. Now coming further, where's my, okay. Now coming further to the next question. Oh, this was flocculator, very basic question, trust me. Now, a flocculator tank has a volume is given to you in the question. Temperature of the tank is 15 degrees Celsius. Velocity gradient is given to you 100 per second. Temperature of the water from 15 degrees Celsius from the flocculator chamber, it reduced to 5 degrees Celsius, and other operating conditions, power input, everything is power maintained is same. So now the decrease in the average velocity gradient means G. So initially, let us suppose when it was 15 degrees Celsius, the velocity gradient was G1. Now, if the temperature is reduced to 5 degrees Celsius, velocity gradient is G2. Okay. So how much reduction has taken place? It is asking that. Okay. Dynamic viscosity is given to you. That means mu is given to you and you have to tell the percentage decrease. So firstly, G1 I know. Yes. Firstly, for getting decrease, percentage decrease will be G1 minus G2 divided by G1 into 100. So G1 I already know. I have to calculate G2. So firstly, I know that power is same. So can I first P is equal to G square mu V. So power is how much? We have to calculate. G is given to you as how much? 100. 100 square. Viscosity is inversely dependent upon temperature. Dynamic viscosity at 15 degrees Celsius is given to me as 1.139 into 10 raised to power minus 3. Okay, and volume is given to me as how much? Volume is 2800. So let's calculate this. 100 square into 1.139, 10 raised to power minus 3, 2800. So 31892 watt is the power, and power is same. So again applying the same formula for calculating. This was G1, now I have to calculate G2. 31892 temporal velocity gradient I have to calculate. Viscosity is given to me as how much? 1.518 into 10 raised to power minus 3. Volume is again same, that is 2800. So from here we will calculate G2. How much it will come? 31892 divided by raised to power minus 3. 86.62 seconds. Okay, this will, initially it was how much? 100 second inverse, now it is 86.62. So percentage decrease will be how much? 100 minus 86.62 divided by 100. Okay, 13.38% is the percentage decrease. Simple? Okay, simple question. Okay, next, moving to the next question. Okay, last question of environmental engineering. You know what, this question, if you do mock test and all, everywhere I have dealt with such question n number of times. N number of times means literally n number of times. So what you can see, wastewater inflow in the is given to us as how much? 0.5 meter cube per second. Food to microorganisms ratio is given to us as 0.2. Now in the question it has given me influent BOD. S0 value is given to you as 150 mg per liter, and mixed liquor volatile suspended solids, that is X value, is given to you as 2000 mg per liter. Complete removal is taking place, so it is asking us the volume of aeration tank. Simple. F by M, food by microorganisms. Food is organic matter. Microorganisms you report in terms of suspended solids, V into X. Q is how much? 0.5. Just check it out, here the unit is in day. Okay, I say always write the units corresponding to it, you will never make mistake. So 0.5, S0 is 150, so this is meter cube per second, and here it is mg per liter. Volume is coming, that we have to calculate in meter cube, and X is how much? 2000 mg per liter. So calculate the volume from here. Calculate the volume from here. This will be 0.2, and this will become actually, this we have to convert it into seconds. So this will be 0.2 divided by 86400. So this will come out to be 2.3148 into 10 raised to power minus 6. If I am converting it into second inverse, food to microorganisms ratio. Okay, so into 2000. So this will be how much? This is 0.5 into 150. Okay, anything else I am missing it out? No. And here it is 2000 mg per liter, and here it will be how much? 2.3148 into 10 raised to power minus 6. So it will come out to be how much? 16200. This will be the volume of aeration tank. Simple. Okay, see, if you haven't changed the units, because you have the habit that per day here will be there, they will get cancelled out, so it will be wrong. So that is the reason you have to be very, very careful that when it is talking about the volume or anything, units you have to keep in touch. Okay, so that's all guys, that's all. Rest we'll be having, Krishna sir will be joining you. So I guess the whole concept was clear. Ventilation coefficient one, Dmax question, and this refused right fuel, I can say that you can do by basic common sense, but ventilation coefficient was something which was new to you. Okay, so now Krishna sir will be joining you guys. Thank you all.
Hello dear students. So I hope you have enjoyed the session by Richa ma'am. Now let's start with the engineering mechanics part, structure and RCC again, right? Now in this particular paper, we have found one question which is based upon the engineering mechanics and the rest of the question which is related to the RCC and structure part also, right? So guys, in this paper only we have a question which is related to the mechanics part. But in the previous paper which we have discussed, in that particular paper, we don't have any kind of question from the engineering mechanics portion. Okay, so let's understand this particular problem which is based upon the moment of inertia. No doubt this question is very simple but little bit calculative one, right? So let's understand how we can solve this. Okay, so what is given to us? The cross section of a grider. Just a second guys. Right, now the cross section of a grider is shown in the figure, not to the scale. The section is symmetric about a vertical axis YY. The moment of inertia of the section about the horizontal axis XX passing through the centroid is centimeter raised to power 4. Okay, that we have to find. That means we need to find out the moment of inertia about XX. About this particular axis, we need to find out the moment of inertia. Okay, so what we will do guys, first of all we will try to find out the centroid of it, right, from the bottom. Okay, let's find out the centroid of this particular section from the bottom. Let us consider this is y bar value. Okay, now let's calculate the area. This is basically area 1 and this one is area 2. So what is the value of area 1? Area 1 is equal to 20 into 50, that is equal to 1000 centimeter square. Then we have area 2 which is equal to 10 into 40 which is equal to 400 centimeter square. Okay, getting a point? Okay, now guys, what should be the location of the centroid of these area from the bottom? Let's find it out. So let us suppose the centroid of this particular area is at this location and at this particular location for area 2. So what is this distance exactly? So you know that this length is 50. So this distance will be 25 centimeter. Okay. And what about this one? What about this one? This is 50. This is 10. So from the top it will be 5. So 50 plus 5 it is equal to how much? 55 सेंटीमीटर. ये 55 हो जाएगा जी. इसको हम मान लेते हैं ये y2 हो गया और इसको हम मान लेते हैं ये y1 हो गया. ठीक है, हो सकता है ये x का जो सेंट्रॉइड का हमारा जो ओवरऑल सेक्शन का सेंट्रॉइडल एक्सिस है वो हो सकता है थोड़ा सा ऊपर आ जाए. वो आ जाएगा तो हम उसको चेंज कर लेंगे. ठीक है, उसके लिए परेशान नहीं होना है. ठीक है, लेट्स कैलकुलेट इट. सो y बार इज इक्वल टू a1 इंटू y1 प्लस a2 इंटू y2 divided by a1 plus a2. So what is the value of a1? A1 is 1000 multiplied by y1. Y1 is 25. Then a2 is equal to 400 multiplied by y2. Y2 is equal to 55 and divided by total area which is basically 1000 plus 400. If you calculate this, so how much we are getting? 33.57 सेंटीमीटर. यानी इतना हमारे पास सेंट्रोइड आ रहा है. इसका मतलब है कि यार ये 25 से तो बड़ा ही है, तो ये मतलब ये एक्सेस थोड़ी सी ऊपर होगी, है ना. या हम इसको ऐसा मान लेते हैं कि यार ये जो सेंट्रोइड है ना इसको थोड़ा सा नीचे मार्क कर लेता है ना, वो भी चलेगा, वो भी कोई इशू नहीं है. हमारा काम तो वही है ना. राइट, लेट्स मार्क इट ओवर हियर. दिस विल बी अवर सेंट्रोइड y1. नाउ इट इज क्लियर, राइट. तो ये y बार आ गया भाई. अब y बार आ गया, अब हमें करना क्या है? नाउ वी नीड टू फाइंड आउट द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया. We need to find out the moment of inertia of this particular area about its own centroidal axis. Let us consider A11 and the moment of inertia about this particular axis is A22 for A2 value or for area 2 value. Okay, so that we have to calculate. Then after that we have to apply the parallel axis theorem and get the result. Okay, let's do it. So the final moment of inertia can be written as I A1 plus A1 into, now guys, you have to mark the distance. You have to mark the distance between the centroid and the centroidal axis of the cross section, right? So हमें ये distance mark करनी होगी बच्चों. ये distance कितनी भाई? चलो दूसरा पेन कलर लेते हैं. ये भाई सेंट्रोइडल एक्सिस है मेजर, तो इसको हम मान लेते हैं यार, ये हमारे पास क्या हो गया, ये हम मान लेते हैं y2 बार, y2 बार मान लीजिए, और ये डिस्टेंस को मान लीजिए y1 बार. ठीक है, समझ में आ गया? अब देखिए, नाउ लेट्स सी दिस. सो a1 इंटू y1 बार स्क्वायर प्लस I A2 प्लस A2 into y2 bar square, right? So y2 bar square. Okay, so let's calculate this particular value. कितना एरिया था भाई हमारे पास? A1 का क्या हो जाएगा भाई? ये हो जाएगा, this is 20 into 50 cube divided by 12, right? Let me show you that figure first. So this is 20, this is 50, BD cube by 12, okay? BD cube by 12 plus area is 20 into 50 multiply by this distance y1 bar. So y1 bar is equal to how much? So this particular distance is y bar minus y1 will be y bar 1, right? That means हमें 33.57 में से 25 को माइनस कर देना चाहिए, right? 33.57 minus 25 square, then plus moment of inertia about A22, right? So how much it is? It will be 40 into 10 cube divided by 12 plus 40 into 10 into, again the distance of the centroid from the bottom for area 2 is 55, right? So 55 minus y bar. 55 minus means y bar. So 55, wait a second guys, let me check once again. Yes, wait a minute. This is basically 55 and this one is y bar, right? So you will get this particular distance, right? 55 minus y bar value. Okay, you can calculate it. So 55 minus y bar is equal to how much? Y bar is 33.57, right? 33.57, right? And make it square. Make it square, right? So you will get some value, right? And after calculating this particular calculation, what exactly we are getting, it is equal to 468809.52 centimeter raised to power 4, and which is very close to 468810 centimeter raised to power 4, and this will be the correct answer for the problem. Now I think all of you are able to understand it is a very simple question, right, which is based upon the engineering mechanics. Okay, let's move to the next question guys, which was asked in your examination. Now this question is related to the stability part, right? In this particular problem, we need to find out which particular structure is stable or unstable, right? And this is basically a MSQ question, right? So let's read it first. What is given to us? Consider the following three structure, okay? So they have given the detail of structure 1, structure 2 and structure 3, right? Structure 1, structure 2, structure 3. Now let's understand why it is stable or unstable. Let's discuss it in detail. So guys, let us suppose this is a structure 1 in which if you apply any kind of vertical load, so your structure will try to deflect. Let us suppose if we have a load like this, okay, on any portion, right? On any portion you can apply it. So what will happen? The beam will try to deflect in this way. This is hinge, and about this particular roller, it will try to rotate, and then at this particular location the slope will get changed, right? So this is our deflected shape of the structure. But the problem is this particular structure is not able to regain its original condition, and that's why it is unstable in nature. इसलिए unstable है भाई, इसलिए unstable है, समझ में आ गया? So this is basically an unstable structure and internally unstable, right? Let's move to the next question or next particular part. So we have the reaction like this, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now what happened, guys? Basically this particular structure will have a reaction which is all the reaction are congruent to each other, right? सारी reaction अगर आप देखो एक ही point से पास हो रही है, एक ही पॉइंट से पास हो रही है. दैट मींस इट विल बी अनस्टेबल स्ट्रक्चर एंड विल ट्राई टू रोटेट लाइक दिस. ये अनस्टेबल हो जाएगा भाई, ठीक है? तो इसका मतलब है हमारे पास बी ऑप्शन भी सही होगा, ठीक है? लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड द नेक्स्ट वन विच इज द थर्ड केस, इन विच क्या हुआ यहां पे? इन दिस पर्टिकुलर केस वी हैव वन पोर्शन विच इज डेफिसिट एंड सेकेंड पोर्शन इज रिडंडेंट, राइट? गेटिंग अ पॉइंट? सो इन दिस पर्टिकुलर पार्ट द मेंबर की कमी है भाई यहां पे, ठीक है? तो यहां पे हमारे पास 4 मेंबर है, यहां पे 5 मेंबर की रिक्वायरमेंट है. कैसे? वी नो द फॉर्मूला m इज इक्वल टू हाउ मच? लेट मी राइट हियर, m इज इक्वल टू हाउ मच? m is equal to 2j minus 3. So how many members are required for this particular portion? How many joints we have? 1 2 3 4, 4 joint है भाई. तो ये हो जाएगा 2 into 4 minus 3, that is equal to 5. So for this particular part you need 5 member minimum, right? But we have only 4 member and that's why this particular structure is unstable in nature. और ये भी हमारे पास statement सही होगा. So A, B, C is the correct answer and D is the wrong answer for the problem. Let's move to the next question. So the question number 34, which is again based upon the truss part, right? The earlier question is also based upon the truss. This is also based upon the truss, but in this particular problem you need to find out the deflection value. आपको deflection find करना है. अगर आपको deflection find करना है बच्चों तो पहले structure को समझिए. And what we have to find exactly? The vertical deflection of joint T, this is joint T, right? Is KPL upon A. So we need to find out the value of K. K की वैल्यू कितनी होगी हमें पता नहीं है, राइट? वी नीड टू फाइंड आउट द वैल्यू ऑफ K. So first of all, it is very basic. You know that, guys, we can remove some of the member because these member will have zero force. Okay, so let me remove it. So this one is zero force member, this one is zero force member, this one is zero force member, and this one is also zero force member. You know the properties, right? 3 members are meeting at a particular joint, 2 are collinear, 1 is non-collinear, make it 0 like this, right? Okay, now we have a simplified truss. Let's draw it on the next page and then we will try to find out the answer. Okay, so let me draw the figure. Let me draw the figure, guys. So this is our simplified truss in which at this particular point we have P and this is our point T. And then we have a roller over here. So due to that reason, we will have a horizontal reaction, which is basically HB. And at this location, we have HQ. And this one is VQ. This length is 3L. And this angle is already given to us. Let's see. It is given or not. Yes, it is 60 degree, right? It is 60 degree. So guys, if it is 60 degree, then we can write down the length of BT, right? BT is equal to how much? The length of BT is equal to how much? This is HB. The length of BT is 3L cos 60 and the vertical length will be 3L sin 60. ये हो जाएगा, correct? Right? Now what we need to do, guys, we need to find out the forces in these members, right? And it is very easy to find out. Let me show you that, guys, how we can do it. Without finding the reactions, you are able to do it also, right? Let us consider joint T. Let us consider joint T. So let's draw the free body diagram of joint T, which will be like this. This is basically FQT and this one is FBT and this angle is 60 degree and we have a vertical load which is P. Now guys, what we will write? Summation Fy is equal to 0 first. So summation Fy is equal to 0, that means FQT sin 60 minus P is equal to 0. So FQT multiply by root 3 by 2 is equal to P. So the value of FQT is equal to 2P by root 3. Right? So this is the value which we are getting for FQT. Please remember this. Now next we have to find out the FBT value. How we can do it? By considering summation Fx is equal to 0. That means minus FBT minus FQT cos 60 degree is equal to 0. Right? So let's write down FBT value. FBT is equal to how much? It is minus of FQT cos 60. So FQT is equal to how much? 2P by root 3. And multiply by cos 60. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. Kindly cancel this. You will get minus P by root 3 as a value. Okay. Now the next member which we need to find out is BQ member, right? So let us consider joint B. Let us consider joint B. So guys, at joint B, we have this particular member, which is vertical member, and this vertical member is BQ, right? So FBQ, and we have one horizontal reaction, but the value of this reaction we don't know, right? So this is basically HB, and then we have FBT, right? So if I write summation Fy is equal to 0, we'll get FBQ is equal to how much? It is equal to 0. So the force in member BQ is equal to how much? It is equal to 0, right? Now what we need to do, guys, we need to find out the displacement value. And how we can do it? By making a table, okay? Let's do it. So this is our member, then P4 system, then K4 system, then L, then product of it. That means PKL upon A. Getting a point? So this one is our member. This is P4 system. This is K4 system. This is L, and this one is PKL upon A. Right? So the question is, sir, what is K4 system? K4 system is nothing as basically we need to find out the displacement at joint T in the vertical direction. And at that particular location already we have the force which is applied in the vertical downward direction. So what we will do? We'll use the unitary method. That means by P force, these are the forces in the member. If we apply a unit load, then how much the forces will be there in the various member that we have to apply. Okay. So what are the members we have? BT, BQ and TQ. Now guys, what is the force in member BT? Let's see. In member BT, how much is the force? BT is this minus P by root 3. Minus P by root 3. Okay. What about BQ? BQ is 0. What about TQ? So TQ is equal to 2P by root 3. 2P by root 3. Getting a point? Now guys, due to P force, these are the values. If you have a unit load, then how much are the forces? Just divide all the value by P. Okay. So it will be, and do not change the sign, minus 1 by root 3, 0, and plus 2 by root 3. Now what are the length of various member like BT, BQ and TQ? Let's see. So the length of this particular member, just a second guys. Yes, the member length QT is equal to 3L. QT is equal to 3L, QT is equal to 3L, QT is equal to 3L. What about BQ? BQ is equal to 3L sin 60. 3L sin 60. 3L sin 60. BQ is equal to 3L sin 60. 3L sin 60 means 3L into root 3 by 2. What about BT? BT is equal to how much? 3L cos 60. 3L cos 60 means 3L by 2. 3L cos 60 means 3L by 2. Getting a point? Now just you need to take the products. Okay. Take it. If you take the product of it, you will get plus PL upon 2 divided by A. Okay. This one is 0. What about this one? Root 3 will get cancelled and it will become 4 PL upon A. Right? And it is again positive. So if you add both the values, how much you are getting guys exactly? So summation PKL upon A is equal to how much? It is equal to 4.5. Just a second, right? 4.5 PL upon A. So this is the value which we are getting, and this is nothing as our K value, and our answer is 4.5. Let's see we have any option or not. So guys, B is the correct answer for this particular problem. I hope you have understood this very well, right? Now let's move to the next question, guys. Now the next question is based upon the truss part again. Just we need to find out the force in one of the member, and it is very easy question. Okay, let's do it quickly. So guys, we need to find out the force in U2L3. So this is basically U2L3 member. So let's cut a section like this. Okay, and you can see here guys, this is 3 meter and we have 6 span of 3 meter distance. So that means this particular value will be 45-degree angle. Clear? Okay, now tell me guys, it is very simple to understand. We will have a vertical reaction and it is equal to 50. Why? Because this is 20, this is 20, and I think all loads are 20 and it is symmetrically loaded. So ultimately the vertical reaction which we are getting is V1 is equal to 50 kilonewton, and this one is also, let us consider V6 because it is a point number 6. Okay, so this one is 50 kilonewton again. Okay, so now we have cut this particular section, and let's find out the force in member U2L3. So let's draw the free body diagram of it first. Let's draw the free body diagram of this. So this is basically 50 kilonewton. Then we have 20, which is coming from upward, means from downward, like downward direction. This is 20, this is also 20. And this is another force which we need to find, right? Let us consider this is F U2L3. And this angle is 45 degree, correct? Any other thing? Okay, we have to draw this particular member also. Okay, now what we will do guys, we'll write summation Fy is equal to 0. So plus 50 minus 20 minus 20, then minus F U2L3 sine 45 degree is equal to 0. So guys, this value will become 10. 10 is equal to F U2L3 multiplied by 1 by root 2. So F U2L3 is equal to 10 root 2 kilonewton, right? 10 root 2 kilonewton, 10 root 2 kilonewton. And I think we are getting this particular answer, right? 10 root 2 kilonewton, which is approximately equal to 14 point something, right? Getting a point? So this is our correct answer for the problem. Okay. Okay, guys. Let's move to the next question. Now this question is based upon the concrete part, design of concrete. Now what is given to us? What is basically creep, right? So creep of concrete under the compression is defined as what? So it increase the magnitude of strain under the constant stress, and this is a simple definition of creep. So that's why A is the correct answer for the problem. Now the next question is based upon the singly reinforced beam. Again, we have to find out what should be the permissible strain value in case of RCC, right? For concrete and for steel part. So guys, you know that for concrete, the maximum permissible strain is 0.0035, right? Do you remember this particular strain diagram, right? Which you have already learned in the LSM method. This value is 0.0035, and this particular value of strain is Fy divided by 1.15 ES plus 0.002. So the permissible strain in case of steel is equal to Fy divided by 1.15 ES plus 0.002. So the value of Fy is equal to how much? 415. Okay. So let's write down 415 divided by 1.15 multiplied by 2 into 10 raised to power 5 plus 0.002. If you solve this, how much you are getting exactly? How much you are getting exactly? Please do the calculation. I think it is coming around 3.8 something. 3.80525 into 10 raised to power minus 3. So that means A is the correct answer for this particular problem. Getting a point or not? I hope it is clear to all of you, right? So let's move to the next question, and it is a little bit difficult question. You can say that this one is a little bit difficult question, which was asked in the GATE examination. But guys, if you have some logics or your fundamental is very strong, then only such type of problem you can solve in the examination. Otherwise, it will become very difficult to solve such type of question in the exam. Okay. So what is given to us? Let's understand first. So consider a doubly reinforced RCC beam with the option using either FE250 as in a plain bar or FE500 for deformed bar in the compression zone. Now the modulus of elasticity of the steel is this, okay? As per the IS 456-2000, which type of bar the stress in the compression steel can reach to the design strength, which is 0.87 Fy at the limit state of collapse. Okay. Now guys, listen. First we need to understand what is the permissible strain in case of mild steel and what is the permissible strain in case of HYSD bar, right? Like Fe500 we have. And what should be the strain which will be there when the bar is in compression? Okay, so to understand this, we need to draw the cross section of doubly reinforced beam. So let us consider these are the compression reinforcement and these are tension reinforcement. And let us consider this is our neutral axis. And let us consider the depth of or the effective cover for compression reinforcement is DC. Okay, and let us consider this depth is XU, which is actual depth of neutral axis. Okay, so can we mark this particular distance? This distance will become XU minus DC, right? Now let me show you the strain diagram which we are using mostly in our designing or in our analysis. So the maximum permissible strain is 0.0035 and the strain at the level of compression steel which can achieve over here is ESC. Right, we need to find out the value of ESC. It is very easy. So we can write here 0.0035 multiplied by this distance, which is XU into DC divided by XU, and it is equal to how much? Is equal to strain in the compression steel. Strain in the compression steel. This is the exact formula, right? But guys, you know that the steel is very close to the top fiber. So right now, for our assumption, what we will do, we'll consider the maximum strain which can achieve by the compression reinforcement is very close to 0.0035, right? This is our limit, right? This is our limit, right? Maximum strain which can come in the compression reinforcement is 0.0035, right? Now what we will do, guys, the permissible strain, listen very carefully, right? The permissible strain for Fe250 is how much? The permissible strain for Fe250 is stress upon strain value, right? The stress, permissible stress is how much? 0.87 Fy divided by ES, right? So what are the values? We have 0.87 into 250 divided by 2 into 10 raised to power 5. If you calculate this, you will get the permissible strain in case of mild steel bar at which the stress will achieve 0.87 Fy. Getting a point? So how much value we are getting over here? Let me write it down. So this particular strain which we are getting is 1.0875 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 3. Okay. So at this particular value of strain, the stress which is basically FSC will achieve 0.87 Fy value. Getting a point? But you need to think over here. This is the permissible strain for mild steel. Getting a point? But in compression reinforcement, the strain which is basically 0.0035, it can be achieved, right? Or it can be there in this particular reinforcement part. But you know that, guys, the value of strain in Fe250, which is maximum permissible value, is 1.08 something, right? And this one is what? This one is 3.5 into 10 raised to power minus 3. So tell me, guys, which strain is greater? This is greater and this is smaller. So can I say that this particular strain is higher and this strain is lower? So definitely at a lower strain value, we have already achieved the failure stress, or you can say that the maximum permissible stress, which is equal to how much? 0.87 Fy. 0.87 Fy. That means, can I say that Fe250 will fail before Fe250 will fail, or Fe250 will achieve FSC is equal to 0.87 Fy before achieving this particular strain value. And that's why this particular steel can fail earlier, right? But what about, sir, Fe 500? Let's understand Fe 500 also. So for Fe 500, the permissible strain, Fe 500, the permissible strain is equal to 0.87 Fy divided by Es plus 0.002, right? So 0.87 Fy means 500 divided by Es2 into 10 raised to power 5 plus 0.002. If you solve this, how much you are getting, guys? I think it is coming around 4.175 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 3. If our steel will achieve this particular strain, then only it will achieve FSC is equal to 0.87 Fy, right? But you know that, guys, the maximum strain which can be there in the compression reinforcement is 3.5 into 10 raised to power minus 3, which is less than this particular value, right? So 3.5 into 10 raised to power minus 3 is lesser than the maximum permissible strain in the Fe 250, oh sorry, Fe 500, right? So that's why it will not achieve the 0.87 Fy value in case of Fe 500. Getting a point? Now tell me which is the correct statement. All right. So Fe 250 plain bar only. Yes. Fe 250 bar will achieve 0.87 Fy value at the time of failure or at the time of collapse. Fe 500 no. Both no, neither no. Only the answer is A. A is the correct answer for this particular problem. Clear? Now, I hope all of you have understood all the questions which we have discussed regarding the engineering mechanics, structure part and RCC also, right? So guys, now Rakesh sir will continue your session, right? And he will discuss the further chapters. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you have enjoyed all the solutions which we have discussed today. Okay, thank you so much.
So thanks a lot, Krishna sir, for the wonderful explanations of the GATE 2023 questions. And guys, now I, Rakesh Talreja, will continue discussing the questions of engineering mathematics and general aptitude. So guys, let us get started. This is the question number 39, MCQ 1 mark. And it is a sort of a repeated question in the GATE. Very rarely we say that, but it's a very simple concept. For the integral minus 1 to 1 upon x square, which of the following statement is true? And this is a trap. This is a trap type of question. First, let me tell you the correct answer. So guys, 1 upon x square we know will be tending to infinity at x equal to 0, and x equal to 0 belongs to the given limits, isn't it? Okay, so there is a point within the given limits where the function is not defined, where the function is not continuous. So the type of integral that is given to you, it is known as improper integral. It is known as improper integral of the second kind, right? Of the second kind. And to test the convergence of the improper integral of second kind, you can break the limits about the point of discontinuity. So you can write down the integral as integral minus 1 to 0 1 upon x square dx plus integral 0 to 1 upon x square dx. Right, and this integral will be convergent if both of these integral converges. If both of these integral converges. So let me say this is equal to I. Okay, and I have splitted I as I1 plus I2, and the integral converges if both the integral converges. So if I take any one of them, suppose मैंने I1 लिया, so I1 कितना हो जाएगा? That is integral minus 1 to 0 1 upon x square dx, or the integral of 1 upon x square will become the minus 1 by x. Lower limit minus 1, upper limit 0. Solving with the limits 1 by 0 will be infinity, minus 1 upon minus 1, that will become plus 1, and that is unbounded. Okay, that is divergent. It tends to infinity or minus infinity, matlab it has diverged. Okay, and if any one of the integral diverges, the answer will diverge. So integral does not converge. And let me tell you guys, that many students can make the mistake here. They can start directly solving the integral, they'll get the answer as somewhere minus 2. That is going to be wrong. Okay, so you need to be taking care of the improper integral. Okay, this is the improper integral of second kind. Moving ahead to the next question, the probability of the occurrence of two independent events A and B, very fundamental question, are 0.5 and 0.8 respectively. guys, what is the probability of occurrence of at least one of A or B? That is known as A union B. At least one of the event occurs is probability A union B. So guys, the very fundamental question, okay, 1 mark के लिए भी ये बहुत simple है, because we know the formula is PA plus PB minus P of A intersection B. Sir, where is the intersection given? What is given is there are two independent events, and guys, whenever there are two independent events, P of A intersection B is PA PB. So from here you have to take up this data. So let me write down the answer now. What is P of A, sir? That is 0.58, 0.5. P of B is 0.8, and minus their multiplication. So that is 0.5 into 0.8. That will be 0.4. So total answer is coming out to be 0.9. It's a NAT 1 marker. Question, moving ahead to the next. That is question number 41. Given the differential equation dy by dx plus alpha xy equal to 0, right, where alpha is a positive constant and if y is 1, some initial conditions are given, boundary conditions are given. So guys, variable separable, a very simple case of variable separable, dy by dx is minus alpha xy. Okay, so we can write down dy upon y is equal to minus alpha x dx, and then if I integrate both the sides, so 1 upon y integral is log y, and that should be equal to minus of alpha x square by 2, x dx x square by 2 plus the constant of integration. All right, now let me put down the first initial condition, y equal to 1 at x equal to 0. Okay, y is equal to 1 at x is equal to 0. The first condition, y is equal to 1 at x is equal to 0, but log 1 is also 0. So dear, the value of c is 0. Number 1, the value of c is equal to 0. So if c is equal to 0, I can write down log y is equal to minus alpha x square by 2. Now the second condition that is given to you is y is 0.8 at x equal to 1. Y is 0.8 at x is equal to 1. So I will put down ln 0.8. Ye second condition ho gaya, and that is at x equal to 1. That is at x equal to 1. So from here, alpha is equal to minus 2 ln 0.8, and that will be approximately turning out to be 0.446. Okay, that will be approximately turning out to be 0.446. We can check the answer from the calculator once. Just a second. Yeah, perfect. 0.446 is the answer turning up. Okay, so very simple NAT 1 mark question. Moving ahead to the next question, number 42, a Fourier series MSQ question, but on very fundamentals. Okay, this is very fundamental. Looks like a big question. The following function is defined over the interval minus L to L, that is px ki power 4 plus qx ki power 5. Okay, so the interval, the time period that you have to take is minus L to L. Okay, and then it is expressed as the Fourier series given to you. Okay, the sine terms, the cosine terms, and the constant term, that is also known as the DC term. Which option among the following are true? So an depends on p, an depends on q. So actually you have to find out a and b and depends on what. So let's have a look into it. Now when I want to solve for an, guys, देखो, this is sine pi by Lx. So that means omega is pi by L, or I can say that time period is 2L. Right, time period is 2 pi by omega, and that you can judge from here as well. The function is defined for the given interval minus L to L. Now, an is the coefficient of sines. An is equal to what? Coefficient of sine. And guys, what is the formula? The formula is 2 upon t integral over one time period f of x sine n omega x dx. Clear? That should be the formula. That should be the formula. So now let us substitute. Okay, let us substitute. So this an is then equal to 2 upon 2L integral for one time period. Let us take minus L to L is one time period. F of x is px ki power 4 plus qx ki power 5 multiplied by sine n omega x, and omega is pi by L, so n pi x by L dx. Now guys, why I told you why it is a simple question, because you don't have to solve it completely. If you have to solve this integral, it can become lengthy, but you have to just judge that an depends on p or an depends on q, or does it depend on both. MSQ question, and so maybe one option, two option, or even all four options can be correct. So dear, if you just open this now, this is like 1 upon L. The first is integral minus L to L px ki power 4 sine n pi x by L dx, plus next will be again integral minus L to L qx ki power 5 sine n pi x by L. Now dear, what happens when you multiply two even functions? what happens when you multiply two even functions. Okay, even function into even function will be even function, right? Even function into odd function will be odd function, the basics of a function, right? So odd into even, that will also be odd. And when you multiply two odd functions, odd into odd will be even. Odd into odd will be even. F of minus x into f of minus x is minus fx minus fx. Odd agar dono hai to minus minus cancels. So what is happening here? Same thing is happening here. This is even multiplied by odd. Even multiplied by odd, the answer is odd. But here what is happening, dear? Here what is happening? X ki power 5 is odd. Sign is also odd. Odd into odd kitna likhenge? Even. Now tell me, integral minus a to a odd function will be 0. Okay. So the first integral, okay, this is going to be, dear, this is going to be 1 by L. The first integral will be 0. Ekdam detail mein explain kar raha hu. And the next will be dependent on Q. Okay, integral minus a to a even function, that you have to calculate. Only thing you can write is that is twice integral 0 to a something something something. Clear? So an depends on what? An depends on Q. The conclusion is an depends on Q. That is one of the conclusion. So sir, an depends on Q. But we have to find another possible options also. Bn ki baat karenge. So similarly Bn, similarly you can find for Bn na. Bn will be 1 upon L, writing in short, integral minus L to L, px ki power 4 plus qx ki power 5 multiplied by, now what is Bn? Bn is given by the formula 2 by t integral over 1 time period fx sin n omega x. Sorry, cos n omega x. So cos n pi x by L dx. Now, when you see this, what about this? X is even. X ki power 4 is even. Cos is also even. Even into even is even. Look into the next one. X ki power 5. Sir, x ki power 5 is known as odd. Right. Multiplied by even, and odd into even will be odd. Clear everybody? Odd into even will be equal to odd. So ye wala integral 0 hoga, and Bn is going to be left with P. Bn will depend on P. Bn will depend on P. The option number C. So option number B and option number C, dear. The correct answer is option number B as well as option number C. Moving ahead to the next question, number 43. If M is an arbitrary real n cross n matrix, then which of the following matrices will have non-negative eigenvalues? Okay, let us have a clear discussion on this, because questions based on the combination of matrices are very important every year. Now, how do you actually find? See, one small discussion let us do. How do you actually find what are the eigenvalues of maybe m square या m transpose या etc. देखो, m की बात करें, suppose m has the eigenvalue lambda and eigenvector x, right? So we say that mx equal to lambda x. We say that, okay, x is an eigenvector if it satisfies mx equal to lambda x. Correct है? Now what about m square? What about m square? ध्यान देना. What about m square? I multiply m on both the sides. So m into mx will become m into lambda x. Clear hai? So this is known as m square x, and lambda is a scalar number that you can take outside. Then you are left with mx. But what is mx? Mx is lambda x. Right. So dear, m square x is known as lambda square x. M square x is known as lambda square x. Okay. So what are the eigenvalues of m square? So if m has the eigenvalue lambda, m square has the eigenvalue lambda square. Okay. Now m is a real matrix, but its eigenvalue lambda square, it may be positive or negative. Why? Because lambda may be imaginary as well. Lambda may be imaginary as well. Now looking into lambda square, it looks like it may be positive only, but it may be positive or negative, any of them. It may be positive or negative, any of them. Right. For example, right, if lambda is plus minus I, then lambda square will be minus 1, negative bhi ho sakta hai. Okay, so will it always have non-negative eigenvalues? We directly can't say that. Okay, then m transpose ka square. So dear, m transpose ka square. So one more result, if m has the eigenvalue lambda, m transpose will have the eigenvalue lambda only. So m transpose ka square will have the eigenvalue, similarly lambda square, which may be again both positive or negative. Why m transpose have the eigenvalue lambda? Now this, for m transpose, we cannot prove it like this way. One more method I can say. Understand in detail, guys. This question I can give you the solution factual wise also, but I'm explaining in little detail. Try to understand. So what is the M? Let M is equal to S inverse lambda S, right? Okay, where S is known as the eigenvector matrix. Diagonalization concept की तरफ जा रहा है. S is known as the eigenvector matrix, and suppose if I take a 2 cross 2 case, let S is equal to x1, x2. What is lambda? It is the diagonal matrix containing the eigenvalues. Okay. Right. So now, guys, if I take M is equal to S inverse lambda S, so what is going to be the M transpose? Try to think this way. What is going to be the M transpose? S inverse lambda S whole transpose, and whenever you take the transpose of product, it applies reverse form में. So first S transpose, then lambda transpose, then S inverse, then S inverse transpose. Okay. So lambda transpose, now because it's a diagonal matrix, it's purely a diagonal matrix. Even if you take the transpose, it remains to be same. It's a symmetric matrix. So what is M transpose? M transpose is turning out to be S transpose. Lambda remains to be same. S inverse ka transpose. S inverse ka transpose. Yeah, here for simplicity, if you say let S inverse equal to some matrix W, so M transpose kitna ho jayega? This is lambda. S inverse is W, so this is W transpose. So S will be equal to W inverse. So here you have W inverse ka transpose. Okay. Yeah, I can say W transpose ka inverse, so that it looks like this. S inverse lambda S, W transpose inverse W transpose. Okay, इसको ऐसा बोल दिया मैंने. ठीक है. So dear, ultimately I can say that what is the eigenvalue for M? It is a lambda. What is the eigenvalue for M transpose? That is also lambda. That means whenever you take transpose operation, eigenvalues are not affected. ठीक है. So M transpose का तो lambda रहेगा, but again M transpose का square will be lambda square, which may be positive or negative. कहाँ गया? Which may be positive or negative. So A or D we can't surely comment. मतलब it is not the answer. Which of the following will always have non-negative eigenvalue? M transpose and M transpose M. M transpose is always symmetric. Okay. Number one method, you can solve this by the concept of definite matrix, semi-definite matrix, or one more way of solving for this question. What is that one more way of solving for this question? If I want to talk about option number B or C, right? Let's talk about M transpose. Okay. Let M is equal to, very simple solution I will give you. Okay. A, B, C, D. So guys, what is going to be the product M transpose? It becomes A, B, C, D multiplied by the transpose A, B, C, D. And when you take the product, it becomes A square plus B square. Okay, then first row, second column, it is AC plus BD. Then you have again AC plus BD. And lastly, you have the C square plus D square. That is M transpose. Clear? That is known as M transpose. Now, what are the eigenvalues of M transpose? So for this eigenvalue, if I calculate the trace, the sum of eigenvalues, lambda 1 plus lambda 2 will be trace, and that is equal to A square plus B square plus C square plus D square, sum of square always positive. Okay. Then product of eigenvalue is known as the determinant, and when you solve for determinant, it is going to be A square plus B square multiplied by C square plus D square minus cross multiply AC plus BD ka whole square. Right. Dear, when you solve this, देखो, A square C square will get cancelled. Okay, then B square D square will get cancelled. What you are going to left now, I will tell you the direct answer. You will be left with one of the term will be AD ka square, one of the term will be BC ka square. So AD plus BC and whole square. See what you are going to get, AD square plus BC square minus 2ADBC. यहाँ से आ जाएगा. That is AD plus BC whole square. And again you have got a square, so it's greater than 0. Again you have got a square, it is greater than equal to 0. Clear? It is greater than or equal to 0. So guys, now think about the eigenvalues. Okay, think about the eigenvalues here. What I am able to get, that sum of eigenvalue is positive and the product is also positive. That is only possible if both the eigenvalues are positive. Okay, because product is positive, matlab they are of the same sign. Okay, so either both positive or both negative. But if both are negative, the product, the sum cannot be positive, na? Okay. Similarly, for M transpose M, you can prove. So the correct answer for this question, dear, is the very correct answer for this question. It is the B and C, which we can confirm that eigenvalues are always positive. Are always positive. Okay. Chalo, great. Moving ahead to the next question, number 43. Here it is. Okay, for the matrix A 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, which of the following statements is or are true? Okay, now see, eigenvalues of A transpose are same as the eigenvalues of A. Just now I proved you also, but whether the eigenvectors are same? No. ये भी हमने prove किया, eigenvectors of A transpose will not be same as the eigenvectors of A. Okay, then eigenvalues of A inverse and eigenvectors like M square ना इसको भी prove कर देते हैं, right? So guys, AX equal to lambda X, right? Multiply both the side by A inverse. A inverse into A got cancelled, so X is equal to lambda बाहर ले लिया, so A inverse into X. Okay, lambda to be divided on other side. So what is A inverse X? It is 1 by lambda X. Now in AX equal to lambda X, X is the eigenvector, lambda is the eigenvalue. Similarly, A inverse X is 1 by lambda X. So eigenvector remains to be X, but eigenvalue is 1 by lambda. Right, that means if A has the eigenvalue lambda and X, A inverse has the eigenvalue lambda inverse 1 by lambda, but with the same eigenvector. That means the eigenvalues of A inverse are the reciprocals of eigenvalues of A, and option number D, eigenvectors of A inverse are same as eigenvectors of A. Correct. A, B, D. The correct answer for this MSQ question is A, B, D. See, this matrix is just given as a dummy matrix. You show that you think कि first I should calculate A inverse and A transpose. I'll be wasting a lot of time. No. नहीं करना है इतना. Don't have to waste a lot of time here. Moving ahead to the next. Okay. Number 45. Okay, for the function fx equal to e power x mod sin x, which of the following statements is or are true? Okay, which of the following statement is or are true? So guys, roughly if we sketch, very roughly if we sketch the plot for this, many of the things can be simplified from there only. If I just have a rough plotting for this one, many things can be simplified. Again, it is a MSQ question, right? So modulus of sin x, see guys, this is what a sine wave looks like, one sine wave. But when you take modulus of sin x, the negative also comes to the positive side. Clear? Now, that modulus of sin x is multiplied by exponentially increasing function. So, if this is going to be something like this. Smaller on the left and then it will keep increasing. Okay. Now, is it continuous for all x? It is differentiable or x? Is it periodic? Not at all periodic. It is aperiodic. And is it bounded? No. It is going to be unbounded. Very clearly seen from here that it is aperiodic. Periodic वो होता है whose value repeats. Okay. Whose value repeats after every fixed interval, but its value is continuously increasing but not repeating. And because of the continuous increasing nature, it is unbounded. As x tends to infinity, the fx will also be infinity. Now, continuity and differentiability, you are able to observe that कि अगर मैंने x equal to 0 ले लिया, this is going to be pi, sin pi is 0, left side minus pi. That it is a sharp point. One of the way to notice that it is sharp point, at x equal to 0, I am getting a sharp point. And because of that sharp point, I can say that the function is continuous but not differentiable. The function is continuous but not differentiable. Several times earlier also I told you that MSQ, IIT clearly mentioned one or more option can be correct. Okay, one or more, even one can be correct. So this is a question with only one option correct. Achha, still if you have any doubt with the sharp point, हम ऐसा कर लेते हैं, ठीक है? You can just consider the fx in the interval minus pi to pi. Let us take any random interval minus pi to pi, जिसमें 0 आ गया. Okay, but what is the definition of fx? Right. So when x is between 0 to pi, listen to me. X is between 0 to pi, first and second quadrant. Okay, sin theta is positive. And when sin theta is positive, mod of sin theta is sin theta. My modulus of a positive number is just same. But between 0 to minus pi, between minus pi to 0, sin minus theta, negative. Okay, negative. Okay, so because you have to take modulus of sine theta, you will apply minus here. So you will write down mod of sine theta as minus sine theta, so that whenever sine theta becomes negative, minus will be there to make it positive to get the absolute value. Okay, so this will be the definition for 0 to pi. This will be the definition from minus pi to 0. Minus pi to 0. Very clearly, if you write down the left hand limit, let us check the function at x equal to 0. Short में लिखते जाता हूँ. When you calculate left hand limit, x tending to 0 minus, so you will be using e की power 0 into sine 0, but that is eventually 0. Minus 0 is 0. But when you take the right hand limit, okay, for the value of x just greater than 0, you will be using e की power 0 into sine 0, but that is also 0. And if you take the f of 0 e power 0 into modulus of sine 0, that is again 0. So we can say that left hand limit is equal to right hand limit is equal to the value of the function at that point, and that is why the function is continuous. What about differentiability? So differentiability, let me just differentiate this function. So dear, what is going to be the f dash x? Differentiate e की power x sin x, so e की power x constant, differentiation of sin x is cos x, plus next time sin x constant, तो e की power x का differentiation is e की power x. So you get e की power x sin x 0 less than equal to x less than pi, and next is the same but with the minus sign. Clear? Now dear, what is the left hand derivative? Again I am checking at x equal to 0. Left hand derivative means when x is slightly less than 0, what is going to be the derivative? Minus e की power 0 cos 0 minus e की power 0 sin 0, and e की power 0 cos 0 1 sin 0 0, so this is minus 1. And then let me take the right hand derivative for x greater than 0, so it is e की power 0 cos 0 plus e की power 0 sin 0, and that is equal to plus 1. And here left hand derivative does not equal to the right hand derivative, so function cannot be differentiable. And already earlier also I have taught you that at any point if a function is continuous but left hand derivative not equal to right hand derivative, then such a function is said to be having the sharp point, a break point, corner point, okay, at that value of x. So anyway, so moving ahead to the next question, number 46. A function fx that is smooth and convex shape, one of the very simple question for 2 marks. Okay, that is smooth and convex shape between the interval xl and xu is shown in the figure. This function is observed at odd number of regularly spaced points. Okay, if the area under the function is computed numerically, then you have to compare numerical value obtained is by the trapezoidal method, whether it is less than actual, exactly equal to actual, or more than actual. Okay, by taking odd number of points. अच्छा, odd number में very simply what to do? Odd number बोला है ना? Let me take any smooth and convex shape point, and let me take these 3 points. ये लीजिए, 1 point, point number 2, point number 3. I take 3 points. Right. This is my XL lower limit. This is my XU, and this is my middle limit XM. See, even if you take any odd number of points, one of the very logical questions is how do you find out the numerical area? How do you find out the area numerically? By trapezoidal rule. Okay, by joining every end point and creating trapezoid. This is one trapezoid. This is the next trapezoid. So what is the total area by the trapezoidal rule? It is equal to sum of all the areas of the trapezoids obtained. And by the area of trapezoid formula only, you have got the final formula of trapezoidal rule. Okay, so very clearly, graphically it is clear that this particular area is slightly less than what should be the actual area. This part is missing. This part has gone missing. Okay, this part has gone missing. That is why, okay, that is why the total area here, the total area will be less than the actual. Correct answer is A. Nothing more to derive here. It's very simple observation. The total area, because it's a convex shaped graph. Okay. Okay. The correct answer is A. The correct answer is known as A. Next question, number 47. The differential equation du by dt plus 2t square 2tu square is solved by employing the backward difference scheme. So what is the Euler's backward formula with the finite difference framework? The value of u at some interval is given to you. The time step, that is the step size, is 0.01 second. What is the value of un minus 1? Okay, so what is the backward difference Euler formula? The formula that you are going to apply, guys, is un plus 1 equal to un plus delta t, which is the step size, जिसको आप h भी बोल सकते हैं, f of tn plus 1 un plus 1. That is the formula that you are going to use. Clear? That should be the formula that you are going to use. But the question is asking un minus 1, and they have given the value at n minus 1 at time step, that is un minus 1. So dear, what we can do is, let us go one step back. So actually, if I want to write down un, it should become un minus 1. Reduce one value of n. यहाँ पे आ जाएगा plus delta t. Then f of reduce n by 1, तो tn and un आ जाएगा. अच्छा, what is f of tn and un? What is f of tn and un? So du by dt plus 2tu square equal to 1. So what is du by dt? That is 1 minus 2tu square, and that is known as the function of t and u. Okay, that is known as the function of t and u. यहाँ पे substitute कर देते हैं, तो un is equal to un minus 1 plus the step size that is directly substituted 0.01 into the function, that is 1 minus 2 tn un square. T equal to tn, u equal to un. Okay, now what you are given, okay, un minus 1, okay, and tn. देखो, you are given, value लिख देता हूँ मैं अलग से, un minus 1 is equal to 1.75. Okay, 1.75 at what time? At tn minus 1. The corresponding time is 3.14. The corresponding time is 3.14. So what is going to be the next time tn? That is 3.14 plus the step size. Step size is 0.01. So the value of the time is 3.15 seconds. And at that time, I will calculate un, and then I have to find un minus 1. And then I have to find un minus un. Directly यहाँ से नहीं निकाल सकते, because this un will still be a variable. Okay, so let us first find the un actually. Let us first find the un. So what is this un? That is un minus 1, that is 1.75 plus 0.01 into 1 minus 2tn, 2 into tn, where tn is 3.15. tn is 3.15 and un is the unknown जो हमें figure out करना है. un is the unknown, right? So you are getting un is equal to 1.75 plus 0.01, 1.76 minus, this is 6.3 into 0.01, तो कितना हुआ? 6. Correct, and the 6.3 0.01, so that will become 0.063 into 0.01 से multiply हो जाएगा ना. That is divided by 100 basically. Correct. 0.063 un square. Okay, something of this form equation we are getting. Okay, something of this form we are getting. Correct. Okay, so now solve from here, guys. Okay, value I will tell you. I'll just tell you the value. Let us not waste the time into the calculation. Okay, I'll just take up the value. This is the equation. 0.063 ये equation बन जाएगा, plus un minus 1.76 equal to 0 when I feed this. Yeah. So one of them is turning out to be negative. Let's take the positive only. So 1.598. Correct. 1.598 dear. Okay. Right. Now let us calculate what is un minus 1. That is 1.598 minus 1.75. It's going to be something negative. इसको भी quickly subtract कर दिया. I have 1.598 minus 1.76 and the answer is 75. Correct. The answer is minus 0.152. The answer is minus 0.152. Correct? Eh? Minus 0.152 is the answer. All right, dear. Moving ahead to the next question. Okay. All right. So previous one was the last question of mathematics. Now we have the questions of aptitude. Okay. Verbal, I'll just tell you the answer key. Let us discuss the quant and logical reasoning question. I have not decided what will I do this evening. I might visit a friend. Okay. Next, 49. Eject into insert is advance as to retreat. Okay. By word meanings, you have to solve this. Next. Chalo, let us come to this question. In the given figure, PQRSTV is a regular hexagon with each side of length 5 cm. A circle is drawn with its center at V such that it passes through P. What is the area of the shaded region? What is the area of the shaded region? Very simple question with the PQRSTU. ये S missing है शायद. PQRSTUV. Okay, that is a regular hexagon. Okay, a circle is drawn with the center at V. Let us come here. Okay, this is the center at V, and the regular hexagon has the side 5. This is 5. That is equal to radius. Okay, so we can say that this is the radius of the circle, which is 5. यहाँ से भी देखिए radius. Now, how much should be this angle, dear? Angle within a regular hexagon, guys, 120 degree. The angle within the regular hexagon is 120 degree. So you have to calculate the area, which is the shaded area, and shaded area is nothing but the area of the sector with the theta is equal to 120 degree, and the formula for area of sector is theta divided by 160 degree into the total. The total degree 360. Okay, so how much theta as a fraction of 360, that much area will come. Okay, so this is the fraction of the area. So how much of the total area? Pi r square. Okay, so this answer is going to be theta is 120. This is the regular formula for area of sector into pi r square. R का value हमने already लिख दिया है. That is 5. Okay, so this is 25 pi and this is 1/3. 25 pi is divided by 3. 25 pi divided by 3, option number A. Very simple. 25 pi by 3. Next question. A duck named, very simple logical reasoning, interesting question. A duck named Donald Duck says, all ducks always lie. All the ducks will always lie. Now, based on this information, this is a question known as paradox. Which of the following statement can be logically inferred with certainty? जो 100% true हो. Donald Duck always lies. Acha. Listen, I'll explain you word by word. Donald Duck is a duck. Donald Duck is a duck, and that is why it should always lie. But who gave this statement? All ducks always lie. Donald Duck is also a duck, so it looks like Donald Duck always lies. But ये statement भी duck ने दिया है. So this statement, is it correct? Okay, if this statement is correct, that is what is the contradiction. Huh? If this statement is correct, then according to this statement, all ducks will lie. So Donald Duck will also lie. So this statement cannot be correct. So hence we cannot conclude this. Okay, next, Donald Duck always tells the truth. That again, Donald Duck always tells the truth. Chalo, if Donald Duck is telling the truth, okay, then this statement should be correct. If Donald Duck always tells the truth, then this statement should be correct. But then this statement says all ducks always lie, and this is also a duck. Okay, so then Donald Duck cannot say the truth. So second also is not correct. Second also cannot be concluded. Donald Duck's statement is true. Donald Duck's statement is true. No, even if the statement is true, then all ducks must lie, and Donald Duck is a duck. So her statement or his statement will always be false. So this is also wrong. Only option left is D. Only option left is D. Donald Duck's statement is false. Yeah, its statement itself is false. Because if the statement is true, then all ducks cannot lie. Okay, if the statement was true, then all ducks cannot lie because Donald Duck is a duck, तो उसका statement true हो ही नहीं सकता. So Donald Duck's statement is false. Okay, the only best possible option is D. Moving ahead to the next question, 52. A line of symmetry is defined as a line that divides a figure into two parts such that each part is a mirror image of the other part about that line. Each part is a mirror image of the other part about that line. The figure below consists of 20 unit squares arranged as shown. In addition to the given gray squares, these are some gray squares. Okay, up to 5 more may be colored gray. Which one among the following option depicts the minimum number of boxes that must be colored gray to achieve two lines of symmetry? Okay, now line of symmetry, of course, you know, it should be a line which divides the picture into two parts such that both are mirror image of each other, right? And 20 is not a square. If it was a 4 cross 4, yeah, if it was a 5 cross 5 grid, then we can even think about diagonal. But here, because it's a rectangle, so we cannot draw any diagonal line of symmetry. So what is the only possible line of symmetry? What is the only possible line of symmetry? Number one, vertical line of symmetry. So that has to separate into two columns each. Now, to make this symmetric, देखो ये portion तो symmetric है. Correct, this is symmetric. But bottom one, for the bottom one to be symmetric, this has to be colored. This has to be colored. So इसको colored करना पड़ेगा. Okay, so I is the first thing. Now, since I is covered, now next line of symmetry will be horizontal. I told you that diagonally we cannot split here because it is not a perfect square case. It's a rectangle case. Now let's take the horizontal line of symmetry. According to the horizontal line of symmetry, this column is symmetrical. Now this is not symmetrical because this is colored now. Okay, इसको color कर देते ना actually. Let us place this color. Okay, let me color this. Okay, and since this is colored, so C also has to be colored, then only this column will be symmetric. So next entry that is coming is C. Okay, तो अब मैंने कर दिया C को भी colored. Okay, now moving ahead to the next. Again, C, D both have to be colored because these two are colored. So D को भी color करना पड़ेगा. Okay, and last row, uncolored, colored, uncolored, colored. That is anyway symmetric. So D. So I, C, and D. I, C, and D. That is option number B. C, D, I. A very observation based one marker question. For your explanation, I'm talking this much. Otherwise, observation से समझ में आ रहा है. Okay. ठीक है. चलो. Next. Based on the truth of the statement, some humans are intelligent. Some humans are intelligent. Not all, but some humans are intelligent. Okay, let's say these are humans. Okay, some of them are, not all, but some of them are intelligent. Okay, so ये तो contradiction हो गया ना, new human intelligent, no. Okay, if some A are B, some B are A, that is what in syllogism we have learned. Okay, so some intelligent beings will be human. Option number D. ज़्यादा discuss नहीं करते because this is a very basic syllogism statement. Some A are B, तो some B will be equal to. As seen also, some intelligent beings will be human. If A is common with B, तो automatically B is also common with A. None of the others will match. Next one, general aptitude. Okay, a 2-mark question. See, sometimes 2-marker question have come to be very simple. For 2 marks, syllogism fundamental question. इससे better question पहले पूछे गए, but very fundamental for 2 marks. This one is also very simple for 2 marks. Which of the following options can be inferred about the mean, median, mode for the given probability distribution PMF of a variable? What is this? It is clearly symmetric. It is clearly symmetric, but bimodal. It has 2 modes. What are the 2 modes? Mode is the value of x for which there is the highest probability. For which there is the highest probability. So this is known as the mode. Mode is 13 and even minus 13. Even minus 13. See, if the distribution was symmetric and unimodal, then mean, median, mode all 3 are equal. Mean, median, mode all 3 are equal. Okay. But here it is bimodal, so all 3 may not be equal, but because of symmetry, mean and median are always the same. Na? Symmetric hai, so mean is always equal to median. Then only it is symmetric. Don't have to derive, you just have to remember this. Okay, you don't have to remember this. So mean will be equal to median and that is not equal to mode. Acha, mode मैंने बता दिया आपको 13 and minus 13. What is the mean? Okay, whenever a distribution is symmetric, mean and median are equal and equal to the line of symmetry. So the line of symmetry is about x equal to 0. Okay, this x equal to 0, this is known as the mean as well as median. Okay, because this is the point which divides the probability, total probability distribution into 2 equal parts. The sum of probabilities of this and sum of probabilities of this will be equal. Okay, and because of symmetry, okay, all the values, when you take the average from this side, it is going to turn up to be the centermost point. It is going to turn up to be what is known as the centermost point. Okay, because x 1 plus 5 plus 9 plus 7 plus, if I simply take uniform also, just for your explanation, here minus 1, minus 5, minus 9, etc. So they'll all cancel, mean will be 0. Actually, you will not add directly, you will add with the respective probability. Okay, but probability is symmetric, and that is why we are using the concept of symmetry. Okay, so that common probability will come outside and 1 plus minus 1, 0. 5 plus minus 5, 0. So ultimately mean will be 0. No need to derive, you must know this. For a symmetric distribution, mean and median are equal. For a symmetric and unimodal distribution, mode will also be equal. Okay, chalo, moving ahead to the next question. This is a verbal ability passage based question. I'll just give you the answer for this. The correct answer for this is equal to D. Okay, next question. Let A is equal to 30 factorial, B is equal to 50 factorial, C is 100 factorial. Very simple question for 2 marks. And consider the following numbers. Okay, consider the following numbers and let me write down these numbers as some W, X, Y, Z. To W is log C to the base A, and that is log C upon log A, and eventually we have to compare all. So what is the value of C? 100. Okay, divided by log A, that is log 30 factorial. Then let's say X. What is X? Log A to the base C. That is known as log A upon log C. That is known as log 30 factorial divided by log 100 factorial. Why? That is known as log A to the base B. That is log A divided by log B. Okay, log A, that is log 30 factorial divided by log 50 factorial. Z, that is known as log B to the base Z. So, sorry, log B to the base A, log B upon log A. And what is B? That is 50. The log of 50 factorial divided by log of A, that is 30 factorial. Now, very simply, you can judge on the relation. How? देखो, what is the smallest one? देखो, numerator greater than, इन दोनों को छोड़ दीजिए, numerator greater than denominator, they are going to be bigger. For the central two, numerator less than denominator, but this is the highest denominator. Out of these two, this is the highest denominator. So x, that is the second one, log A to the C, base C. Log A to the base C से start होगा, right? Log A to the base C से start होगा. Next again, numerator less than denominator, so log 30 and base 50. Log A to the base B, log A to the base B. Next, then for these two, numerator greater than denominator, denominator is common, but this numerator is the largest. So next in sequence will be log B to the base A, and highest one will be the first one, log C to the base A. Correct? Perfect. So correct answer is option number A. Correct answer is option number A. Very simple. Just have to observe these values. 57. A square of side length 4 centimeter is given. The boundary of the shaded region is defined by one semicircle on the top and two circular arcs at the bottom, each of radius 2. What is the area of the shaded region? What is the area of the shade? The shaded region से मेरा मतलब है ये. Okay. This is the shaded region. 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 Okay. So what is the total area of the shaded region? What is the total area of the shaded region? Okay. This portion, this portion, this portion, and this portion. So how much it is? Guys, first of all, the top area, you can say like this. The area of, okay, this is 4. So ये हो जाएगा 2. Okay. Take the area of the rectangle. I'll write down directly. Take the area of rectangle. Okay, base into height, 4 into 2. Area of rectangle, out of which subtract the area of semicircle. Okay, so minus pi r square by 2. That is the top area plus bottom area. Bottom has 2 quadrants. What is the area of one quadrant? Pi r square by 4, 1/2 of area, and similarly the other one, so that is going to be twice. Okay, so answer, this is 2/4 half. So half minus half will get cancelled. No need for the radius. लगता भी तो बता दिया मैंने, but the answer is just 8. The answer is just equal to 8. Very simple. So you know, this time this civil this at least this particular set aptitude is very simple. Aptitude is very simple. Even 2 markers are just like bonus. Okay, maths is decent. Okay, and now with this, all your favorite, the dashing Joshit sir is going to join and continue the discussions for other subject. Thank you.
So thank you, Rakesh sir. So let's start the next subject, which is irrigation engineering. The first question is, a canal supplies water to an area growing wheat over 100 hectares. So we have the area given to us as 100 hectare. The duration between the first and the last watering is also given to us as 120 days, means the base period is given to you as 120 days. Total depth of water required by the crop is 35 centimeters. So basically we can say that we have the delta and we have the base period as well for the given crop. Most intense watering is required in the period of 30 days. So out of 120 days, initial 30 days are the core period for the crop, and in that core period the total depth required is 12 centimeter, right? So that is your core depth. Assuming precipitation to be negligible, no precipitation happened, no loss happened. Now the minimum discharge which will be required is how much in the canal, right? So let's do one thing. We have to actually consider 2 discharges here. The number 1 discharge is going to be on the basis of total requirement, means on the basis of 120 days base period and 35 centimeter of delta. Second discharge is going to be on the basis of the initial core period requirements to fulfill the core period requirements. Out of these 2 discharges, whichever will be maximum, we need to take it as the minimum required canal discharge. Okay, so let's begin with the basic information that we are having. So we know that area is given to us, right? So I'll be mentioning it here only. area is 100 hectare. And okay, so let's directly find out the first thing, and that is the core duty. Okay, let's find out the core duty. Core duty. Okay, let me call this as delta 1. So it is going to be how much? 8.64 by, or let's let's take the basic you can say denotions only. Let me just describe this as D1. All right, so it is going to be D1. It is 8.64 B by delta. If you put the value of delta in meters, it is given in centimeter. If you want to put this in centimeter, it should be 864, right? So let's put the values one by one. So here we are going to get the value as 8.64 into the base period is 30 days for core period, divided by, and the required water is 0.12 centimeter. So if we solve this particular expression, the value of the duty that we are going to get from here is 0.0. It will if we talk about the duty, it will be 2160 actually. So 2160 hectare per cubic. Right. So on the basis of this information, and on the basis of this information that is given to me, that is the area, now I can find out the value of the discharge. So the corresponding discharge is going to be the area, which is 100 divided by this duty, that is 2160. Now when we just solve this thing, we are going to get the value as 0.046 meter cube per second. Okay, similar thing we are going to do for the second, that is the total requirements. So duty is going to be 8.64, base period is 120 days, and the required amount of water is 35 centimeter. Here it was 12, so 0.35. On the basis of this, the duty that you are going to get is 2962.28 hectare per cubic, and based on this, the discharge you are going to get is 100 by 2962.28, and this will give us the discharge as, let me quickly tell you that, 0.034 meter cube per second. Now based on this, you can clearly see that the discharge required in the core period is more than this. So if you provide discharge in the canal equals 2.034, then you are getting the shortage during the core period, right? So, and if you think that we should go for the average, if you again go with the average value will obviously be less than 0.046. Again, you will be in the shortage during the core period. So the right answer is going to be 0.046, because that is what the minimum discharge required in the canal during this particular core period. All right, so let's move to the next question. So this is the next question. It is from highway engineering, right? So this question is asking about that G1 and G2 are the slope of the approach and departure grade of a vertical curve, all right, and G1, G2, cool. G2 is greater than G1, that is the information that we have. Now they are saying statement 1 says plus G1 followed by plus G2 results in sag vertical curve, minus G1 followed by minus G2 plus G1 this. Okay, so let me tell you one thing here guys very clearly, that if the deviation angle comes out to be negative, then we are having a valley curve. If it comes positive, we have a summit curve, right? Or you can say a sag curve, hawk curve, right? So I'll mention it here also. Deviation angle if positive, then we have a summit curve, and if negative, we have a sag or valley curve. What is the deviation angle? Deviation angle is G1 minus G2. So we can see this now, plus G1 plus G2. So first thing is plus G1 plus G2. I'll see here, plus G1 minus plus G2 means minus G2. Now G2 is greater, so obviously here this is going to be negative. Second, minus G1 minus G2, so minus G1 minus plus G2. G2 is greater, so positive. Third is plus G1 minus minus plus plus G2 positive. So I can see that the first two, this is valley, this is valley, this is summit. Now let's see this. G1 and G2 results in sag vertical curve. Is it correct? Is it correct? Right, it is correct. Followed by this is sag vertical curve. Is it correct? Is it right? Okay. And the next is plus G1 followed by minus G2 results in crest vertical. Now what do you think about this? This is also right. Okay, so I'll read it one more time if in case you are having a doubt. Statement 1 says plus G1 minus G2, correct. Second is minus G1 followed by minus G2. Okay, yeah, so this is not valley actually, this is summit. So I think second statement is wrong, first and third are correct. So option A is right here. Okay, so this is the one thing, only one thing we wrote by mistake wrong, and that was this, so it is correct now. Moving on to the next question, again it will be from I think highway engineering. For a horizontal curve, the radius of a circular curve is obtained as 300 meter with the design speed of 15 meter per second. If allowable jerk is 0.75 meter per second cube, what is the minimum length? Guys, very simple thing we know. There are three criteria to find out length of transition curve. One is on the basis of rate of change of centrifugal acceleration, which is V cube by CR. Second is on the basis of rate of introduction of super elevation, that is ENW plus WE. And third is as per the empirical formula, that is 2.7 V square by R. Okay, here only information is given for the first criteria. Two criteria, information is given, right? If the information would have given to us, then we could have taken the maximum out of 3. But here we have to only use 1 because no other information is given. No terrain is given. Here terrain has to be given. No rate of reduction super elevation value given. N value is not given, right? So here also there is I think no value for width, how much width of the road you are having. So let's use the first criteria. So it is going to be V cube means 15 cube by C, which is 0.75, R, that is 300. When you solve this, the answer should be somewhere around 15, right? So 15 meter is the right answer to this question. Moving on to the next question. A plot of speed density relationship linear of two roads A and B given. They are asking the capacity. Clearly you can see this is a green shield distribution. In green shield distribution, the capacity is nothing but it is kj into VSF by 4. Right, so now if you want this thing for case 1 and case 2, so road A would be this, road B would be by 4. What they are asking? CA by CB. So I think the right answer is going to be KA VA by KB VB. So I think this is the right answer, option C. Super simple question it was, right? Moving on to the next question. Which of the following option are correct? All right, okay, MSQ for 2 marks. So reported as ratio, we have different material test and we need to tell the result is being given in which particular form. Solubility of bitumen percentage, softening of bitumen temperature, loss of operation percentage, flashpoint temperature, ductility length, I mean centimeter, specific gravity ratio, and this is temperature, right? Based on this, you will notice B and C are the best right options. You can clearly see here. Correct. Rest are wrong here. Okay, rest are wrong here because S7 they are saying na, so not length but temperature. R should be 7, then we can say it is right. Moving on to the next question, and I think last question for this set. So the last question talks about the efficiency Today we are going to talk about efficiency here. A jet of water having a velocity of 20 meter per second strikes a series of plate fixed radially on a wheel revolving in the same direction as the jet. It is having velocity as 15 meter per second. What is the percentage efficiency of the plate, right? So efficiency is basically how much work we have done per second. We have to make sure this one thing, per second divided by how much water power we are having, input water power to be very specific. So efficiency, work done per second means force into the fx into your velocity, right? Which the velocity, the force you are considering over here is nothing but it is equals to your mass flow rate into the relative velocity. So mass flow rate v minus u into the velocity of your jet, that is u, divided by. Now, when I talk about the water power, it is going to be how much? Half mv square. Right, so here again m to m will be cancelled out, right? M to m will be simply cancelled out, and rest we are going to be left with what? We'll be left with 20 minus 15 into 15 half into 20 square, right? When you solve this, the answer you are going to get is 0.375. That is 37.5%, right? So these are the questions that we had for this forenoon session. I hope you were able to understand all the solutions that we have discussed in today's session for all the subjects. Thank you so much.
Let's begin with further questions. But before that, I would like to thank you, Joshi sir, for helping the students with the previous questions. But now we will be carrying with design of steel structures. तो जो भी questions आप लोगों से यहाँ पे steel structure से पूछे गए हैं, हम उनको discuss करने वाले हैं. See, the question is from weld. Okay, the first question is, consider the fillet weld lap joint shown in the figure. So this is a joint that has been shown in the figure. ये आपको एक figure दिखाया गया है जिसमें कि एक lap joint बनाया गया है. The length of the weld shown in is the effective length, and whatever the length they have shown in the figure is nothing but effective length. उसी को effective length माना गया है, यानी कि यहाँ पे आपको effective length calculate करने की जरूरत नहीं है. The welded surfaces meet at right angles, और जो भी इसमें welding हुई है, जो भी फिलेट वेल्ड आपने किया है, उसमें सरफेस 90 डिग्री के एंगल पे एक दूसरे को मीट कर रहे हैं. द वेल्ड साइज इज 8 mm and the permissible stress in the weld is 120 megapascal. What is the safe load P in kilonewton rounded off to 1 decimal place that can be transmitted by the welded joint? सिंपल क्वेश्चन है, आपसे बस कह रहा है कि आप मुझे ये बता दीजिए, अगर मैं एक लैप जॉइंट बनाता हूं जिसमें वेल्डिंग कर रहा हूं एक फिलेट वेल्ड की मदद से, तो बताइए वो कितना लोड सेफली कैरी कर सकता है. उसको उन्होंने नाम P दिया गया है, और आपको ये वैल्यू किलो न्यूटन में बतानी है. अगर वैल्यू डेसिमल प्लेस में आती है तो सिंगल डेसिमल प्लेस तक आपको इसका आंसर करना होगा. अब मुझे अगर ये पता है कि अगर मेरे पास इस तरह का क्या आ जाता है, एक लैप जॉइंट आ जाता है, देन इन दैट केस द सेफ लोड it can carry will be equals to how much? The permissible stress multiplied by effective area, the area which will effectively help to carry this load P. ठीक है ना, वो एरिया जो इफेक्टिवली मदद करेगा इस पूरे जॉइंट के अंदर कि वो इस पी लोड को कैरी कर पाए. अब हमें यही पी लोड, सेफ लोड निकाल के बताना है. परमिसिबल स्ट्रेस की वैल्यू आपको क्वेश्चन में गिवन है, एंड दैट इज 120 मेगापास्कल. ओके, सो सिग्मा इज गिवन 120 मेगापास्कल, व्हिच कैन बी रिटन एज 120 न्यूटन पर mm स्क्वायर. सो यूनिट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है. ओके, तो 120 हम एज इट इज लिख देते हैं, न्यूटन पर mm स्क्वायर, मल्टीप्लाइड बाय इफेक्टिव एरिया जो होता है दैट इज नथिंग बट इफेक्टिव लेंथ मल्टीप्लाइड बाय थ्रोट थिकनेस. अब क्या हमें इफेक्टिव लेंथ पता है? नहीं पता, बट उन्होंने क्वेश्चन में एक दिया है, दे हैव गिवन दैट व्हाटएवर द डायमेंशंस दे हैव गिवन विल बी टेकन एज इफेक्टिव लेंथ. ओके, तो यहां पे जो वेल्डिंग की गई है दैट इज 1 10 75 mm,
then again this 50 mm, and then again 75 mm. It means the total length or the effective length of weld is nothing but 75 plus 50 plus 75, and this will give you an answer as 200 mm of effective length. But the throat thickness is also यहां पे हमें निकालनी है. तो throat thickness कितनी होती है? K into S. S is nothing but the size of weld, and K value will depend upon the fusion angle. भाई इन दोनों के बीच में ये कह रहे हैं कि किस पे मीट कर रहे हैं? फिल्ट वेल्ड 90 डिग्री के एंगल पे, एंड फॉर थीटा इक्वल्स टू 90 डिग्री द K वैल्यू इज नथिंग बट 0.7. तो हम एज इट इज 0.7 ले सकते हैं. साइज ऑफ वेल्ड 8 mm दिया गया है, यानी कि थ्रोट थिकनेस आपकी 5.6 mm आ जाएगी. तो मैंने कहा दिस विल बी नथिंग बट 120 न्यूटन पर mm स्क्वायर मल्टीप्लाइड बाय इफेक्टिव लेंथ 200 mm. Throat thickness is 5.6 mm. If you will find out and multiply these values, this value will be coming as 134400 Newton, because mm square and mm square are cancelled out. Okay, so but they have asked the question in kilonewton. You have to answer the value in kilonewton. So just multiply this value 13440 into 10 to the power minus 3, and this value is now in kilonewton, which can be written as 134.4 kilonewton. यानी कि ये एक फिलेट वेल्ड जॉइंट जो कि एक पी लोड को कैरी कर रहा है. द सेफली दैट पी वैल्यू कैन बी, ये जॉइंट जो एक सेफ वैल्यू के साथ कैरी कर सकता है इस पी आप कह सकते हैं फोर्स को, एंड दिस लोड कैन बी 134.4 kilonewton. सिंपल एज दैट. ठीक है, तो वेल्ड के क्वेश्चंस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है अगर आप बात करते हैं फ्यूचर में भी गेट के लिए. सो इफ यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर फ्यूचर 2024 और 2025 गेट एग्जामिनेशन, वेल्ड क्वेश्चंस आर मस्ट. और इसके अंदर एक जो दूसरा सवाल पूछा गया है, दैट इज ऑल्सो वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. लेट्स ट्राई टू सॉल्व दैट एज वेल. देखिए यहां पे एक सेक्शन दिया गया है, एंड दिस इज अ सिमेट्रिकल सेक्शन, क्योंकि आप देखें यहां पे बी 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 और इस डायमेंशन के अलॉन्ग भी बी एंड बी वैल्यू ही दी गई है, यानी कि ये सेक्शन एक सिमेट्रिकल सेक्शन है. अगर आप इसको y एक्सिस के अलॉन्ग कट करते हैं तो भी ये क्या होगा, 2 इक्वल हाफ में डिवाइड हो जाएगा. अगर x एक्सिस के अलॉन्ग भी सेंटर से कट करते हैं तो भी इक्वली डिवाइड हो जाएगा. यानी कि दोनों एक्सिस के अलॉन्ग अगर यहां पे हम देख रहे हैं कि सेम निकल के आता है, ये सिमेट्रिकल सेक्शन है. अब इसके लिए कहा गया कंसीडर द हॉरिजॉन्टल एक्सिस पासिंग थ्रू द सेंट्रॉइड ऑफ द स्टील बीम. तो हमने कहा कि भाई अच्छा आप ये कह रहे हैं कि भाई हॉरिजॉन्टल एक्सिस जो है इसकी वो सेंटर से निकल रही है स्टील बीम के, as shown in the figure. What is the shape factor rounded off to 1 decimal? Again आपको 1 decimal से बताना है. वैल्यू अगर डेसिमल में आती है तो 1 decimal तक बताना है for the cross section. तो शेप फैक्टर के यहाँ पे आपको ऑप्शंस दिए गए हैं. दिस इज एमसीक्यू टाइप क्वेश्चन. जो इससे पहले क्वेश्चन था वो न्यूमेरिकल एबिलिटी टाइप था, आपको कोई ऑप्शन नहीं दिया गया था, आपको खुद आंसर निकालना था और भरना था. यहाँ पे आपको चूज करना है. ठीक है, तो कैलकुलेट करने की कोशिश करते हैं. इसके लिए सबसे पहले हम ये देखना चाहेंगे कि भाई शेप फैक्टर होता क्या है. तो शेप फैक्टर इज नथिंग बट ZP बाय Z. आप ये कह सकते हैं प्लास्टिक मॉडुलस अपॉन सेक्शन मॉडुलस. सो प्लास्टिक मॉडुलस ZP की वैल्यू कितनी होती है? ZP इज नथिंग बट A/2 Y1 बार प्लस Y2 बार. राइट. अगर ये है तो क्या मुझे इस सेक्शन का एरिया पता है? नहीं पता. निकाल सकते हैं बिल्कुल निकाल सकते हैं. ठीक है ना. तो कैसे निकाले भाई? मैंने कहा कि भाई अच्छा एक चीज हम कर सकते हैं, अगर मैं इस एरिया को थोड़ा डिवाइड करके काम कर लूं अपना, मुझे नजर आ रहा है क्लियरली ये हिस्सा जो है, पहले मैं इसका एरिया देखता हूं भाई. इसका जो एरिया है मेरे सामने, दैट इज ये पूरा डायमेंशन 3b होगा, b प्लस b 3b, एंड इसकी डेप्थ कितनी है? b है. तो इतने हिस्से का एरिया आ गया. देन मेरे पास ये एक एरिया बचता है, ये एक एरिया बचता है. इसकी डायमेंशन b है, ये डायमेंशन भी b है, और ऐसा ही सेम एरिया ये है, यानी कि 2 गुना कर दूं b इंटू b का. यस और नो? सो एरिया विल बी कमिंग आउट 5b स्क्वायर, नथिंग एल्स. सिंपल एज दैट. अब 5b स्क्वायर में एरिया आ गया. मेरा अगला टास्क है y1 बार निकालना. तो मुझे एक बात ये पता है कि मैं y1 बार कैसे निकालता हूं? फ्रॉम द सेंट्रोइडल एक्सिस मैं ये चेक कर रहा हूं कि इस सेक्शन का y1 बार कहीं यहां पे लाई कर रहा होगा। बट मुझे एक चीज ये नजर आ रही है कि ये y1 बार जो है और जो y2 बार है ये कहीं यहां पे होगा, और ये एक सिमेट्रिकल सेक्शन है, इसीलिए y1 बार विल बी इक्वल टू y2 बार, क्योंकि सेक्शन क्या है, सिमेट्रिकल है। तो अगर मैं सिर्फ y1 बार कैलकुलेट कर लूं, y2 बार मुझे ऐसे भी मिल जाएगा, क्योंकि y1 बार के बराबर ही होगा। कह रहे हैं यस। तो मैंने कहा चलिए लेट्स स्टार्ट विद y1 बार। तो मैंने कहा कि भाई इतना सेक्शन मेरे लिए पहले इंपॉर्टेंट है, दिस सेक्शन इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर मी, एंड मैंने इस सेक्शन को कट करके अलग से निकाल लिया। इस सेक्शन में मैंने देखा कि भाई अगर देखें तो ये ऊपर वाली डायमेंशन b है, नीचे वाली फुल डायमेंशन 3b हो जाएगी। ठीक है, दिस ये मुझे पता है पूरा b था, तो इसका आधा कितना हो जाएगा, b/2 हो जाएगा। ऊपर वाला बचा हुआ तो अगेन b से एज इट इज है ही। अब मेरे लिए y1 बार लोकेट करने के लिए मैं यहां से कितना जा सकता हूं, किसी इस लोकेशन पर जा सकता हूं, यहां पे कहीं मुझे y1 बार मिलेगा। बट फॉर दैट व्हाट आई नीड इज y1 बार की वैल्यू क्या होती है। y1 बार इज नथिंग बट a1 y1 प्लस a2 y2 अपॉन a1 प्लस a2। अब ऐसा क्यों कह रहे हैं हम, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि ये सेक्शन को भी अगर मैं देखूं ध्यान से, इट कैन बी डिवाइडेड इनटू टू पार्ट्स, एक ये रेक्टेंगुलर पार्ट और एक नीचे वाला ये रेक्टेंगुलर पार्ट, राइट। अब इसमें मैं ऐसा करता हूं, नीचे वाले हिस्से के एरिया को मैं a1 कह देता हूं और ऊपर वाले के मैं a2 कह देता हूं। a1 और a2 निकालना मेरे लिए बहुत इजी होगा यहां पे। क्यों, क्योंकि मुझे क्लियरली विजिबल है a1 क्या हो जाएगा, सिंपली 3b मल्टीप्लाई बाय b/2 एंड दिस विल बी 3b स्क्वायर बाय 2। a2 मेरे लिए क्या होगा, सिंपल कि भाई b दिया है, ये डायमेंशन भी b है, तो b इंटू b नथिंग बट b स्क्वायर। और साथ के साथ मुझे y1 पता करना है। y1 क्या होगा, भाई ये रेक्टेंगुलर सेक्शन है, रेक्टेंगुलर सेक्शन का cg कहां पे मिलेगा, उसके सेंटर पर। ये हमें पता है b/2 है, तो इसका cg इसके सेंटर पर मिलेगा, यानी कि b/2 के आधे पर। b/2 कर आधा क्या हुआ, b/4। मुझे y2 की वैल्यू भी पता करनी थी, मैंने कहा चलिए y2 की वैल्यू भी पता कर लेते हैं। y2 की वैल्यू कहां मिलेगी, देखिए y2 की वैल्यू किसी इस लोकेशन पर मिलेगी, राइट। अगर इस लोकेशन पे मिलेगी तो मुझे ये नजर आ रहा है कि ये पूरा डायमेंशन तो लेना ही लेना है जो नीचे वाले हिस्से का है, दैट इज b/2, दिस इज b/2। और ये पूरा का पूरा b है अगर, तो ये भी रेक्टेंगुलर सेक्शन है और ये डायमेंशन कितना होना चाहिए, b/2 होना चाहिए। तो मैंने कहा इसमें b/2 और ऐड कर देते हैं, दिस विल बी नथिंग बट b, यानी कि y2 की वैल्यू कितनी है, b है। तो मेरे पास a1 a2 y1 y2 है एंड आई कैन कैलकुलेट y1 बार। तो सिंपल एज दैट कि मैंने कहा कि भाई ये डायमेंशंस मेरी निकल के आती हैं एंड y1 बार इज नथिंग बट a1 y1 प्लस a2 y2 whole upon a1 plus a2. So a1 we have already calculated is 3b square by 2. Okay, y1 is nothing but b/4. a2 is nothing but b square. y2 is nothing but b. a1 is 3b square by 2 and a2 is a b square. So what we can do is we will resolve this. Okay, so y1 bar we can calculate, and this value let's calculate it here only. So y1 bar is coming 3b square 3b cube by 8 plus b cube whole upon 3b square by 2 plus b square. This can be written as LCM ले लेंगे तो 11b cube by 8 and simplifying it तो ये लिखा जा सकता है 2 upon 5b square, and this can be written as after simplifying 11b by 20. So y1 bar and y2 bar is nothing but equal to y1 bar. And we needed to calculate ZP, that is nothing but a/2 y1 bar plus y2 bar विच कैन बी रिटर्न एज a1, हमारा a कितना आया था 5b स्क्वायर, 5b स्क्वायर, और ये बाय 2 हो गया। y1 बार मेरा 11b बाय 20 आया, y2 बार इज नथिंग बट इक्वल टू y1 बार, तो 11b बाय 20 आ गया। एंड दिस कैन बी रिटर्न एज फाइनली इफ यू विल सिंप्लीफाई 2.75 b क्यूब। So you've calculated nothing but ZP. अब मुझे क्या निकालना है इसके अलावा? Z निकालना है, Z निकालना है। इसके लिए मैंने क्या किया, Z निकालने के लिए मुझे इजीली पता था कि Z सेक्शन मॉडल इज नथिंग बट मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया बाय y। ओके, तो इसके लिए सिंप्लिसिटी के साथ अगर मैं काम करूं, सिंपल, मैं पूरा सेक्शन देख पा रहा हूं, सिमेट्रिकल सेक्शन है, इसकी पूरी जो डेप्थ है दैट इज b प्लस b प्लस b 3b, इस पूरे सेक्शन का सीजी कहां मिलेगा? इसके सेंटर पर मिलेगा। यस और नो? इसके सेंटर पर मिलेगा, और इसके सेंटर पे मिलेगा, यानी कि सेंटर कहां पे होगा? इसकी डेप्थ के आधे पे, यानी कि 3b डिवाइडेड बाय 2, सो y इज नथिंग बट 3b बाय 2। ओके, यस और नो? अब बस मेरा बचता है क्या? आई निकालना। आई निकालने के लिए ऐसा करते हैं, पहले सेक्शन को हिस्सों में डिवाइड कर लेते हैं ताकि आई निकालना, हमारे लिए मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया निकालना थोड़ा इजी हो जाए। मैंने इस पूरे बीच के सेक्शन को अलग निकाल लिया, राइट, और साइड के ये जो दो सेक्शंस हैं इनको भी अलग से निकाल लेता हूं। अब मुझे ये क्लियरली विजिबल है डायग्राम में, दिस वैल्यू इज नथिंग बट बी, दिस फुल डेप्थ इज नथिंग बट 3b। ओके, मुझे ये क्लियरली नजर आ रहा है कि ये बचे हुए सेक्शन जो थे, ये बी था, ये भी बी था, ये भी बी था, तो मैं ये कह सकता हूं ये टोटल 3b हो जाएगा। तो मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया आए, ठीक है ना, अबाउट एक्स एक्सिस हम निकाल रहे हैं, अबाउट एक्स एक्सिस निकाल, रेक्टेंगुलर सेक्शन है, उसके लिए आई क्या होता है? bd क्यूब बाय 12। सो b वैल्यू इज नथिंग बट b, d is nothing but 3b क्यूब बाय 12 प्लस, यहां पे अगर देखें तो ये इस सेक्शन का भी लेना है हमें, इसका b कितना है भाई? 2b, और डेप्थ कितनी है? b, तो 2b इंटू b क्यूब बाय 12। इट कैन बी रिटर्न एज 3 9 3 9 27, 27 b क्यूब बाय 12, and this can be written as 2b cube by 12. Okay, so it can be written as 27 28 29 by 12 b cube, and this is nothing but ix. So now we need to calculate z, and z is nothing but 29 divided by 12 b cube whole divided by y was nothing but 3b by 2. So z will be coming out how much? Z आपका 29 by 18 b square. Yes or no? b cube b क्यूब b की पावर 4 b की पावर 4, हाँ यही, दिस वैल्यू विल बी नथिंग बट b टू द पावर 4। मैंने कहा कुछ गड़बड़ हो गई है। ओके, सो नाउ इट कैन बी रिटर्न एज b की पावर 4, तो b स्क्वायर नहीं b क्यूब आएगा। दिस, so small mistakes can happen in the examination while calculating, so be careful. तो हमारे पास z की वैल्यू आ गई, that is nothing but 29 by 18 b cube, simple as that. Now what we have to calculate is shape factor. So we know shape factor is nothing but zp by z. Z is 2.7, zp is nothing but we got it 2.75 b cube, and z we have calculated as 29 by 18 b cube. So divide this value, you will get the value as 1.7. So for this particular section the shape factor is 1.7. तो यहां पे अगर आप देखते हैं तो जो कैलकुलेट करने पे आपका शेप फैक्टर निकल के आता है दैट इज 1.7. सो इन दिस फुल सिलेबस, ठीक है, आपको ये जो क्वेश्चंस एग्जामिनेशन में देखने के लिए मिले, दे वर वेरी अल्टीमेट क्वेश्चंस. एंड इफ यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर गेट, यू कैन यूज दिस प्रीवियस ईयर्स पेपर सोल्यूशन एज योर रेफरेंस, सो दैट आप फ्यूचर में जब एग्जामिनेशन देने जाते हैं गेट का, you will do wonders. And these type of questions will help you understand what type of questions has been asked in the examinations, ठीक है, ताकि आप गेट के पेपर के अंदर जब फ्यूचर में जाते हैं तो you have a particular mindset that okay, these type of numericals, these type of calculative numericals you have to particularly go through, and you will do wonders. So if you have any future doubts, you can just let us know. Thank you for being here.